Turn me up just a little bit. Yeah. From Detroit to the A, DJ Tony Tone, the blend master. You ever had to play dumb just to see who really dumb? So, yeah. This one right here for them folks. I'm playing the fool on these fools. Make them think I don't know they moves. While they talking, I just play it cool. But I peep everything they do. Hey. I'm playing the fool on these fools. Hey. Acting like I'm lost and confused. But I'm 10 steps ahead. That's the truth. Yeah, I'm playing dumb, but I ain't no fool. Hey, yeah, yeah. I sit back quiet, let them run their mouth. Same ones smiling, be the ones with doubt. Trying to play slick, think I don't see. But I read body language better than speech. They whisper low when I walk in the room. Then turn around like, what's up with you? I just grin, sip slow, lean back. Whole time I'm at pinpointing facts. See, real recognize fake in disguise. You can't trick a man that done seen both sides. I ain't pressed, I ain't loud, I don't react. That's how you make them comfortable. That's a fact. I'm playing a fool on these fools. Make them think I don't know they moves. While they talking, I just play it cool. But I peep everything they do. See, I learned from the ones who crossed me before. Now I don't trip, I just watch a little more. They think slow, but I'm moving in stealth. You reveal more when you feel like it's safe. So go ahead, laugh, joke, play your role. I'm just collecting every piece of your soul, every lie, every slip, every fake handshake. I don't expose it, I just let it marinate. Cause time gon' show what I already knew. Truth don't rush, it just come in a view. And when it hit, man, it hit real clean. I ain't gotta say nothing, you know what I mean. I'm playing the fool on these fools. Ooh, make them think I don't know they move. While they talking, I just play it cool. But I peep everything they do. Ooh. Act like I don't see it, but I see it all. Let them think they winning, just to watch them fall. He ain't no fool. No. I don't argue, I don't pull my word. I let action speak, let the truth surface. See a wise man move in silence, my friend, while a fool keep talking till he show his hand. So I nod my head, play along real smooth. Whole time I'm controlling the groove. You think you up now, you in my game. I just let you feel like you running things. I'm playing a fool on these fools. Make them think I don't know they moves. While they talking, I just play it cool. But I peep everything they do. Acting like I'm lost and confused. But I'm 10 steps ahead, that's the truth. Yeah, I'm playing dumb, but I ain't no fool. Sometimes we gotta play the fool expose the fool. All right, salute. Welcome everyone into the room. What's going on? Appreciate each and every last one of you being here, because that lets me know that you're not a square, you're in the air, but drop down out the clouds and let us know that you are everywhere. Go ahead, put a 1 in the chat. If my audio is good, it is greatly appreciated. Let me start the show off by saying this. Shout out to everyone who I have tagged and referenced and gave credit to during my build up to this stream. I want to give a huge special shout out to my wonderful wife, as always. Give glory to God, and give a thanks to each and every last one of you who really gives me inspiration every day to go live. If I have tagged you in the comment section, it's no beef, it's no drama. It is just simply I appreciate each and every last one of y'all, whether I disagree with you or agree with you. I did go ahead and turn the DVR off because I want everyone to be caught up in the stream at the same time. Now, with that being said, I'm not here to spare anyone's emotions nor feelings. I'm only here to tell the truth, the unfiltered, raw. Um, some of y'all may say abusive, some of y'all may say constructive, some of y'all may say that it's abrasive, but at the end of the day, it's just the truth. I promise I'm not here to hurt nobody's feelings, but it just is what it is. So, welcome to another episode of SellULight Podcast. I am your host, Willie Will, and today we're stepping right into the fire. Today we're going to be talking about why everyone defends the Black community, the Black woman, and Black children. But you know what they won't do? Commit. Commitment is costly. And there's reasons why I believe that commitment is indeed costly. Now, regardless of how some people may view or how some people may perceive my words, my number one love will always be for my people. And when I say my people is those that is standing in agreement with me that when it comes down to what makes a person happy is the pursuit of happiness, those are my people. What makes me happy and what lets me know that people are actually taking in and consuming the knowledge that is being laid before them is changed behavior. But what I have been noticing going on since I've been streaming on YouTube since February of 2022, since my birthday. What's going on, Voice of Venus? What's happening? Oh, Voice of Venus, you might want to stay for this one. Studio, what's going on? Dr. Steele, what's going on? Bitter Smarts, 3-Man Podcast. Shenny, what's going on? Fred, what's happening, my G? Mayo, what's going on? Kim, what's going on? Almanize, what's going on, sister? Appreciate each and every last Naomi. Appreciate each and every last one of y'all for being here. All right. All right. So dig it. This morning started off with the continued thought process that I had after yesterday's stream. After yesterday's stream, y'all know who I always consult with. That is my wonderful wife. I went and I had great consult from my wife. And my wife said, it's hard to get the message across when you're yelling. And I said, you know what? You're right. I said, but it's hard to get people to listen unless you're yelling. She said, your value is in your words, not in your volume. I said, you're right. Venus says, oh my God, said, where'd you get that t-shirt? Reach out to Raw. Raw will let you know exactly where to get it from. Raw is the one that got. My wife sometimes likes to get me gifts, and she got me this shirt for Halloween because she know that I'm a huge Nightmare on Elm Street fan. Appreciate you, Jay, for being in the building. What's going on, my G? So, my value is in my words and not in my volume. And I said, okay, you're right. Because typically when I'm yelling, it's hard for people to hear what I'm saying because I'm blowing out my mic. But this conversation is long overdue and it's going to cut deep. So I need everybody to lock in,
Open up your mind, turn up your volume, and get ready because today I am not sugarcoating a damn thing. And I'm going to start off by saying this, that talk is cheap, but commitment costs everything. These same quick to type defenders who we see all the time dominating social media every single day are often the very first ones to vanish into thin air when real life demands actual commitment, daily sacrifice, and loyalty, along with financial responsibility and emotional presence, and most in depth, long-term accountability. These things don't come with likes or clout. They'll type paragraphs defending and protecting Black women, Black community, Black children, Black men. But when situationships get real, when unplanned pregnancies happen, when the fun honeymoon phase ends and true responsibility kicks in, and the YouTube talking points just don't fit the narratives anymore, when those narratives collide with real life, they fold, they run, and they ghost. They make every excuse possible. And there's a thing called commitment phobia. This commitment phobia is running rampant through our community like a plague right now. And this goes on in both men and women. They both out here posting powerful threads, putting up content, doing live stream after live stream, hitting panel after panel about uplifting the culture and protecting our people. Yet when it comes time to pay the real price, which is staying faithful, providing consistently, building a stable home, actually participating in conducive and constructive conversations, just like when legs spread, they fade away. Because instead of actually chasing a foundation which is strong for the community, they are chasing clout and the next thrill. They suddenly lose all that energy. When the live stream is over, everything that has been said or everything that has been brought up magically disappears. And I always ask myself, especially after yesterday's conversation with the guy DC, after Angry Man came up here, because all throughout the conversation, he kept referencing quite a few of the people who I even tagged in this live stream today. I always ask, what's left in the wreckage? You have overwhelmed single mothers carrying the load by themselves, absent parents who are either physically gone or emotionally checked out, and innocent children growing up in chaotic, unstable environments that don't nurture greatness. They only teach survival tactics. Shout out to Trey the Truth Teller, because yesterday he made a quote on his show. He said, I find it funny that all of these people who got all of these great things to say, where is their spouse? Where is their partner? Where are their children? In other words, to quote the angry man, where is your nigga? Where is your wife? You spend all these hours to be up on all these panels, to produce all these shows. Yet when it comes down to real life and consistency, you're absent. And now we have the resulting fallout when children end up on t-shirts because this is the norm in our community, where now you must protest and create GoFundMes so that you may consolidate a defense for a matter that should have never happened. This is not sustainable, family. Especially because you're setting up generation after generation to fail before they even start. You're not even giving them a fighting chance, because the truth of the matter is, is that a lot of brothers and a lot of sisters that click links to defend a community that they themselves do not and cannot and will not commit to will fall by the wayside and say you are a traitor, or you are fake, or you're not hood enough, you're not real enough, you're not consistent enough because you won't come down to our level. Where is the consistency in your commitment? But the sad part is you see the performance every single day. Somebody drops a real uncomfortable truth bomb online, calling out how too many Black women need to leave the streets, stop being so sexually overt and free with their loins. And the same thing goes for men. Stop going out here and creating all of these single baby mother situationships and these broken homes. And get focused on building strong homes, being wives and mothers instead of chasing temporary validation and independence at all cost. But the sad part is that the truth of the matter is that you have people who will come up to defend Black women, Black children, Black men from opinions, but they lack the validity within themselves to be consistent and submit to commitment. What happens every single time without fail? The entire timeline erupts like clockwork. These Black men, so-called allies, influencers, and keyboard warriors from all over rush straight into the fire playing superhero. Protect Black women at all costs. Y'all not gonna disrespect our Black queens. Y'all not gonna disrespect our Black children. The Black community got her back and we got her back, and fire emojis is flying everywhere. Paragraph long threads, quoting tweets, going insane viral moments. Everybody is peacocking for the very thing that they won't or will not or won't ever commit to. Virtue signaling, like their entire online reputation, manhood, loyalty to culture, sisterhood, femininity, parentship, marriage depends on it. And morally, they stand there as if they are just waiting for the loud clap in the moment. Yet they sound so passionate, so protective, so ready to go to war for the culture. But here's the question that cuts straight to the bone and exposes the meat. Where the hell is that same energy when the notifications stop? Where is that same energy when the go live button or this person is live button or you're not getting a text message? Where is that same energy when the TV turns off? It's like the well just dries up. The likes go away. And real life demands more than just words, posts, and temporary outrage. Where does it go? Where does it go when you don't have a picket line to participate in? Where does it go when the environment that you are in is not being addressed? Where does it go when the problems is not being acknowledged? Where does it go when your microphone gets muted or when you get booted from a YouTube panel that's not your show? Where does it go? Where does it go? But this is the thing that I catch from everybody. Y'all love the protection performance, yet you hate the price of real responsibility. This whole cycle exposes the massive, ugly disconnect that's been rotting not only our community, but other communities to its core. You love the feeling of defending and protecting online because it's easy. which, by the way, shout out to the angry man, because he asked me a question in his chat. He said, why is it that black men defend black women online, yet that same energy is not given offline? And I gave him a simple answer: because it's easy and it's cheap, or rather it's free, to defend a black woman online, but they won't do it in real life because it's too costly. That responsibility hits different. That's why a lot of people jump in front of the bullet of opinions about black women and black communities, like DC did yesterday. It's free to do it because you're allowed to do it. It's not costing you anything. You're not paying to actually do so. This is why a lot of the women allow you to do it, because you are jumping in front of them for free. And if you want me to be honest, a lot of black men that are defending black women online, a lot of black women know that they're doing it for free, because they feel the same thing that they feel about us, they feel about you. When this camera turned off, he not going to defend us in real life. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you not think that these same black women in this black community and these black children and these black men, you not think that when they see you up on these panels and doing this content, you don't think they see through the bullshit? Do you not think that they've been hearing the same old story and the same old game being sold to them that they've been hearing since birth? The same game and the same selling of hope that they've heard in the politic house, and the same joke that they've been sold in the church? Do you not think that this hope that you're selling online by saying, I'm here to defend black women, you don't think that all it takes is a cash app or a super chat and your commitment goes out the window just like your draws came up? I'm sorry, am I being too real? Am I being too real? Am I hitting too many points? Am I hitting too many points? I just want to know. I just want to know if I'm hitting too many points. If I'm hitting the nerve, all you got to do is request a link and I'll let you come up. It's not a problem. Hey, baby.
Hey, I was trolling you in the chat. You ignored me.
Oh, that's because I'm doing my spiel. I'm in the middle of my spiel because apparently I'm hurting some people's feelings. Oh, okay, cool. But let's be honest about it. When it comes to paying that actual heavy price, the daily grind of sacrifices, the accountability that actually hurts, the commitment to building stable families, the hard, unsexy work of being present fathers and mothers and being an actual present community in these children's lives, so we don't have to go out here and stand in front of courthouses and battle court cases that we shouldn't even have to be a part of, and our children shouldn't be run out of gas stations with a loaded firearm getting chased down by a Chinese man. Oh, I'm sorry. Did y'all not want to hear this truth? Was I not supposed to sit up here and tell the truth about how it is that this commitment that y'all always talk about, you know, when you step outside your door and you see what's actually going on in your environment and you normalize it? My bad, I'm raising my voice. See what happens with the hard, unsexy work of being a present father and mother, when you're actually a present person in your community, when you're being supportive of partners and consistent parents, what happens is you get a strong foundation where your child does not have to grow up in the mindset of a survivability. When you see online conversations, not just being shit thrown against the wall. But for some reason, all of a sudden, as soon as that live stream button goes off, as soon as the content is over, as soon as the short is done playing and we fall asleep as it plays back on replay, the same way when you fall asleep watching Netflix, so suddenly, for some reason, a lot of y'all catch amnesia. You find every excuse in the book or straight up disappear. But not today. Today, we're going to take a deep look into the psychology behind this commitment fear and this toxic cultural message that glorifies situationships, independence, and body counts while downplaying marriage, responsibility, and two-parent homes on both sides of the aisle. You have women and men out here saying, I would never be married, but I would create a baby. whether it's with your own or someone from another culture. Again, I might say something that might trigger you, but I promise you, you'll be okay. You know why? This is why I am okay with myself and others saying the hard hitting truth on these here YouTube spaces and on other social media spaces as well. Let me tell you why I am okay with myself and others, because the trauma cycle that y'all love to keep instilling and repeating in y'all community, the trauma cycle that y'all love to keep talking about, and how this performative defense of Black women and the entire Black community, it's nothing but performative. Because what you're actually doing is you're causing more damage on the long term fact than the critics ever could. So when people get up here and say Black conservatives should not be speaking out against the Black community, I'm not doing more damage to the community by telling the truth to the community. The community is doing more damage to itself by not correcting the problem. What you're doing is that you're normalizing this behavior and this culture, because to be honest about it, y'all need more fatherless homes so y'all can create more shows. Y'all need more single baby mothers so y'all can create more shows. Y'all need more Black children on t-shirts so y'all can create more protests. Y'all need more court cases so y'all can do more GoFundMe's. Y'all need more talking points because you don't want to settle with the truth. Y'all ain't hearing me though. A lot of y'all are stuck behind your keyboard. Because you're comfortable with creating broken children and normalizing it instead of building strong legacies and successful futures and thriving communities. Y'all just want more talking points. And we have to stop lying to ourselves about this pattern. It's destroying us from within, and we all know it. That's why some of y'all leave not just the culture, but the country. That's why some of y'all leave not just Black men or Black women, but that's why y'all just leave the Black community. Again, if I say something that hurts your feelings, deal with it on your end or click the link when I drop it. Because I promise you, I don't run from smoke from nobody. Because the truth of the matter is that the real victims ain't the adults that's playing these games. You know, all of the adults that complain about the games that the video games that the children is playing, but yet the adults keep buying. You know, the systems that these adults keep complaining about, yet they keep buying for their children, and they keep on filing into these systems, and they keep on raising their children from school to prison to pipeline. You know that one. The real victims is not the adults that's playing or buying or signing up for these games. It's the children that's paying the ultimate price. The victims is not the people that's creating or combating the talking points. It's the children that's paying the price. Every time we choose online performance over real commitment, every time we run from responsibility and create another unstable another unstable platform within the community, it's the kids who inherit the nightmare. And these babies are coming into the world already left behind. No stable home structure, no daily example of what healthy commitment and sacrifice actually looks like, because you have people out here championing the divestment community. You have people out here championing getting out of the Black culture. You have people out here championing just because you ain't in the hood no more, that mean that you fake or that you a bitch ass nigga. We have people out here championing the fact that if you're a bookworm, you're a nerd, which means you're square, which means you're lame, which means that Black men don't want to educate themselves. They just want to jump online and peacock for the women that they would never commit to. I'm sorry if I'm saying too much real shit. But these kids, they're feeling absent. They are internalizing this chaos, and eventually they are stepping into survival mode way too young, to where now we are saying that it's normal for a 14-year-old to be carrying around a firearm along the city streets and going into gas stations. We're saying it's normal for a 14-year-old to be walking the streets of Chicago, going from project to project, claiming a letter of a block or a number of a street that they want to defend because that's what the streets taught me. That's not what your mama taught you. That's not what your daddy taught you. That is what they taught you. That's inherited bullshit. They out here making decisions that no child should ever have to make. And how do I know this? Let me ask you a question. How many of y'all have hit panels and said, this, I had to do this when I was young. I've been doing this since I was a teenager. I was drug dealing, gang banging, car thieving, streets running. How many of y'all have actually came up and hit a live stream button and said, I had to do what I had to do when I was a kid because I didn't have my mama or I did have my mama. I didn't have no daddy or I did have a daddy. My daddy was in jail or my mama was in jail or my mama was on drugs or my daddy was on drugs. I had to do what I had to do because the streets fed me and I had to keep feeding the streets. To where now you're normalizing, you're saying that it's completely understandable that kids is out here participating in crimes, joining the streets, having risky behaviors, chasing quick money for protection because home ain't safe or reliable. You know how I know home ain't safe or reliable? Listen to how y'all talk on these platforms. Listen to how y'all talk on y'all live streams. Read some of your own comments before you drop down in the comment section. Go look at the post that you put on your social media page. But the emotional scars continue to run deep. Hence why it is that a lot of y'all, just like a lot of y'all children are experiencing right now, this is what look at your community. You have trust issues, anger, depression, repeating the same dysfunctional patterns that they see you doing. So they're just going to go through it as well. And what is the end result of this? They create the same environments that push our own children towards destruction instead of greatness. And then we act shocked when the consequences show up. That's not love. That's generational negligence, dressed up as a modern independence, and our babies deserve so much better than the broken foundation and the talking points that y'all keep leaving behind. The hours and hours and hours and months and days and weeks and years of live streaming of nothing but complaining and no solutions. Just like yesterday with DC. With everything that he was talking about between me and 3-Man Podcast and Omni, not one solution nor suggestion was brought up. But every time something was introduced that can help these kids or help the youth or help these our people, it was always met with pushback. But you know what happens, right? The community, they're going to show up for the funeral. They will show up for the block party. They will show up for the fight club. They will show up for the drama. They will show up for the fight. They will show up for the getaway. They will show up for the giveaway. But they won't show up for the foundation. And as always, when one of these children from these unstable homes falls victims to the streets, when tragedy strikes and the body bags come out, that's when the so-called community suddenly discovers all the unity and energy and outrage in the world. It's almost like they form up like Voltron, or what was the name of that cartoon, y'all? Somebody put the name of the cartoon. Well, hey, baby. What was the name of the cartoon with my mans with the green hair, with the blue skin, with the ring? What was the name of the cartoon with the teenagers? They come together and the ring do the color thing. What was the name of the cartoon? Y'all know it. Captain Planet. Captain Planet. Appreciate you, 94 Rodney. Next thing you know, you're marching, you're shutting down shitty streets, y'all creating viral hashtags, trending for days, GoFundMe's and Give Send Goes is blowing up, emotional interviews, protests, political speeches. monetizing and turning your dead children into content and fundraising tools for views, donations, clout, and political points. Next thing you know, the Ben Crumps, who's never going to show up for anything that he can't win, the Al Sharptons is coming out, all of the influencers, the podcasters, everyone is going to come out with all of the outrage. All the journalists is going to show up outside the courthouse. Everyone's going to be reporting on the news. You know how many people blew up during the Diddy trial? Where was their activism after Diddy was sentenced? I'm sorry, how many people actually went to actually go help some of these people or people who was going through similar situations once the Diddy trial was over? Oh, I'm sorry, did I just prove a point? That when the camera goes off and the support stop rolling in, y'all have nothing to offer? Everybody wants to be seen grieving loudly and demanding justice from the outside world. But where was all that unity and accountability and energy when it mattered the most? When those same kids were alive, when those homes were breaking down, when the commitment was needed to build something solid rather than a talking point needed to push up the numbers of a live stream. The same way y'all click the link to defend something that you will never give to in real life. Where was that energy? You love performing grief and outrage for the cameras, for the panels, and from the chat room. But you refuse to do the preventative work, which is demanding better family formation, better choices, and real responsibility before the tragedy ever happens. Strumming my pain with his finger, killing me softly. But it's okay, because performative protection is cheaper than real commitment, and that's the problem. Because you've mastered the art of cheap performative protection on live streams and on panels and from chat rooms, while treating real commitment like it's an option or it's old-fashioned. Defending this so-called Black community online costs you nothing but Wi-Fi and some strong words and maybe a few gigabytes on your phone bill. But actually committing to family, committing to culture, committing to community, raising these children together through the hard times, sacrificing personal freedom for family stability and building generational wealth, that costs everything. It costs you ego, time, money, comfort, and growth. I'm going to say those 5 things again. Ego, time, money, comfort, and growth. That's what it will cost you. All these things equal up to commitment. And the truth of the matter is, you have too many men and women that want their respect and their praise. Or how did DC say yesterday? We want to be glazed. That's what DC said yesterday, right? We want to be glazed for defending the culture without ever doing the work that earns real respect in the home. This cheap version of protection creates a false sense of righteousness while the real foundations is crumbling. You defend the community from outsiders, but you destroy it from within through your refusal to commit. But your commitment to the talking point, your commitment that when this person goes live at 8 o'clock in the morning, or 9 o'clock in the morning, or 1 o'clock in the afternoon, or 6 o'clock in the evening, or 11 o'clock at night, your commitment to the live stream, your commitment to the content creator, your commitment to your audience is stronger than your commitment to your family. It's stronger than your commitment to your children. It's stronger than your commitment to yourself. Because this online community is asking more of you, and you keep on offering up more to give. But you be afraid when people actually call it for what it is. It's cowardice disguised as activism. Don't worry, by the time of my spiel and my speech, whatever whatever cash apps y'all send, I will be reading. Now, let me say this as well. You cannot raise a child nor a community with hashtags. Do I need to say that again? You cannot raise a child or a community with hashtags. Put a 1 in the chat if you understand exactly what I just said. You cannot raise a child or a community with hashtags. But you can damn sure bury them with them. You can bury your children with hashtags, and you can bury your community with hashtags. How do I know? Y'all do it daily. And the ones that end up paying the price is the children. They end up in full survival mode way too early in life, doing whatever it takes just to eat. And how do I know this? I listen to what y'all say on these panels. I read the columns. I read the tweets. I read the paragraphs. I read the Reddit posts. I listen to what y'all say in y'all live streams and in y'all shorts. I hear the hurt. I hear the trauma. I hear the pain. Just so you can feel protected. These kids is the ones that's doing anything that they possibly can just to feel seen, to feel heard, or to make it through another day. Because the structure is missing, and consistent parenting from both sides is nowhere to be found. That is how you end up in a situation, ladies and gentlemen. And a lot of people may get upset for what I'm about to say, but the truth is just the truth. And I promise you, you will be okay in the end. That is how you end up with someone like me and others asking the question that is resounding on everyone's minds. Where are/were the Black parents? And why it is that we say the community is cooked. Because love feels conditional and absent. Then tragedy inevitably falls by the wayside, and it happens. Suddenly, the same community that stayed mostly quiet about broken family dynamics finds unlimited energy and unity to march within the streets and to hit platforms and battle each other with talking points and anecdotal experiences. Now you have all of these Black men that's fighting other Black men because they want to defend women and children that they will never give commitment to. And you have all these Black men fighting Black men. So you have all these Black women fighting these Black men because these Black men is giving them opinions and suggestions. And these Black women are saying, I don't want your opinions. I don't want your suggestions. We just want help. And you have these Black men saying, I'm offering you help, but I cannot give you something that I'm not willing to give. Now y'all flooding social media with hashtags for weeks and setting up GoFundMes and Give Sends Goes and doing tearful interviews just for views and donations, sympathy campaigns, and viral moments that bring temporary clout. But everybody shows up until the cameras go off. What you need, baby?
Oh, no, you're using it.
Yeah, I am using my charger. And plus, I'm doing the live. Get back to your room. Thank you. Love you. Bye. Sorry, y'all. That's my daughter. Can't be a dad without being a dad. That's just the truth. But by the end of my next speech, I will be dropping a link, and only click that link if you disagree. And again, if I hurt your feelings, that's on you. So this is not about tearing our people down or spreading hate. It's about loving the Black community enough to tell the raw, uncomfortable, no holds barred truth, so we can finally heal, grow, and do better for the next generation instead of sacrificing them on the altar of ego, excuses, and clouts and t-shirts. And if you're sitting there right now getting mad because DC and a few others, I see you in the chat, you are more than welcome to click the link once I put it in the chat. If you're sitting there getting mad right now, defensive, or ready to type some weak ass excuse in the comments about how this doesn't apply to you, or how it's all systemic and how it's all about you Republicans and you conservatives, how it's somebody else's fault, or how we should just keep protecting without accountability, now is the time for you to do so. Bring your talking points, bring your excuses, bring whatever it is that you have to the table. The link is in the chat. And don't hide behind your anonymous replies or half-baked hot takes. Bring the facts. Bring this so-called real experience. Bring the receipts if you got them. Because if you can't defend your position without getting emotional or deflecting, then maybe, just maybe, the truth is hitting a nerve that you didn't want touched. Because to be honest with you, I specifically am definitely tired of the performative bullshit. But with all that being said, I see you back there. Give me 1 second, DC. Okay. Nobody support the show. Cool. No problem. You can't answer the phone right now. No problem. I guess since I'm not monetized, people don't feel comfortable sending money to something. You can't super chat. That's fine. Anywho, DC, I see you back there. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you, though.
Okay, give me 1 second. Let me go ahead and give a warm welcome to everybody in the building and remind y'all, if y'all do want to support the show, you can do so by hitting the Cash App. That is $SellULight. Now, DC.
First of all, what it do, homie?
What up,
Definitely
though?
not mad. I'm cool with this type of discussion. I ain't taking none of this personal, Slim. All right. I got a lot of energy, but I don't take none of this with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm a man. This is what we supposed to do.
I'm listening. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. So look, I'm just gonna rebuttal to some of the stuff you saying, because we ain't coming off disrespectful. This is me and you talking. I think you kind of mixed my words a little bit on what you was saying. See, I'm not taking up for airhead, stupid ass black people. I'm not taking up for bucket head ass broads. No, I'm not. I'm also not trying to save a bunch of niggas that don't want to be saved or understand what saving is. What I was explaining to you yesterday, and the main point that we never was talking about, was the psychology of these goofy motherfuckers. See, you demanding something from a group of people who don't even understand what you saying. So we asking for a lot for a bunch of goofy motherfuckers. So where I gotta start, instead of, because like what you saying, I used to say that 15 years ago. Fuck them niggas this, them niggas lazy, them niggas that. But I had to come off of that because I kept saying to myself, if it keep repeating the process, right? Obviously it's some type of cycle. All right. So to me, it's a psychology thing. That's where I'm starting. But at the same time, and this where I hold y'all brothers accountable. Every other culture, if I look at a white man really don't care about that white woman. But one thing he will not let you do, or any other culture, is come on some airwaves and damage the brand. See, I'm saying when y'all talking, bro, uh, you using the word black. You're speaking in general. So if an average person don't know none of that shit, man, they gonna look at all of us and label us the same. That's all I'm saying to you. I'm not telling you that you wrong, because guess what? 1,000 90% of that shit you and most of y'all dudes be saying is on point, but you calling it a harsh truth. That's your harsh truth. You got to remember, man, if you can't deliver that shit the right way, ain't nobody going to receive it. So obviously, we still having these conversations. They not going nowhere. But guess what? That's why I put the responsibility on y'all. Because, bro, you think of somebody like Kevin Samuels and what you doing. Bro, y'all are influencing people. You can't sit here and act like you're not popular, influencer slash reporter slash journalist. Bro, you that's your responsibility. Once you start inviting people into your chat, and so guess what? Now you got control of minds. You can start fucking with people that's weak minded. You man, you I'm just that's the deep part of this. The surface level, and no disrespect to any how anybody think. The surface level thinking is just these motherfuckers stupid. Like when you say, why should a 14-year-old have a gun? Sell that shit is normal. I'm not saying nobody is saying it's good, but every nigga listening to this show know they know or knew some 13 or 14-year-old niggas who was some hitters in their neighborhood that was some millionaires and doing their thing. That's not condoning it. It's just saying it is normal. I mean, I don't see how anybody would disagree, and we not taking up for them kind of little niggas, bro. I'm trying to tell you, man, a lot of these what y'all saying is true. But the reason why a lot of niggas don't get in line with y'all, and watch this part, because you won't agree to disagree. So meaning you won't even accept that you might be wrong sometimes. You sometimes the way that's why I say, man, y'all come so strong with this shit, bro. It's like you won't even it don't sound like you want to compromise a little bit. Cause we can't do it the way you want to do it. Cause that's not working. That's what you doing is turning young niggas off. That's some complete man. Sell one day, just bring a young nigga on here and holler at him. He gonna tell you why he don't fuck with us old heads. It's because, man, we keep trying to force our shit on them. That's all I was saying to you yesterday. Now, when it comes to like the podcasters, bro, I'm telling y'all, I would like to hear some good shit. I don't usually hear that shit. The majority of the time, it's degrading, and you're only talking about the goofballs, which is only 15 to 20% of our culture doing the dumb shit. All right. But they get all the motherfucking attention. Everybody talks about them. Nobody talks about us as a culture. And far as like when you say stepping up, I forgot what you said, like, accountability. Bro, I can't be accountable for a bunch of people who don't want my help. So eventually, I gotta stop trying to help everybody. It's nothing wrong with that. Some of these niggas can't go, Shell. And it ain't your job, my job, or any other nigga job to try to help them. Cause that's the you trying to pull this nigga out of the hole and he done pulled your ass in it. Just like that conversation we had yesterday, all that was a bunch of emotion. That's a bunch of men. We on a platform and nobody trying to compromise. Nobody. Everybody dying on their motherfucking heel. And you can't tell me I wasn't saying no good shit. But the thing is, if you're a one-sided thinker and you already committed and invested to whatever the fuck you done learned, you ain't gonna listen to nobody. So we ain't never gonna win. No other culture does that. Even when they don't like each other, they will sit at the table and say, look, this is what we're gonna do for the betterment of the group. You can look at Spanish people doing that shit right now. You watch that group, they're gonna go right past us. They kill just as much as we do, Sal. The Mexican motherfuckers be murdering the shit out of people, homie. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just telling you, be fair. Just don't always bring the negativity, and don't try to come so so vicious with it. Like, fuck that. This the truth. Like it ain't nobody gonna accept it that way. Cause I ain't gonna do nothing but put my guard up when you come like that. And every other nigga would.
All right. So I'm gonna tell you my honest response to everything you just said.
I'm cool with that.
Bullshit. And let me tell you why it's bullshit. Because anytime we talk about accountability for the Black community, be it man, woman, or child, y'all always want to bring up what other communities do. But anytime we bring up the other communities, y'all always want to nail it down to the Black community. Anytime there's any accountability for what men should be doing and what women should be doing, there's always pushback against the fact that we're getting away from traditionalism. We're getting away from the nuclear family. We're getting away from the family structure. We're getting away from the foundation of what made us a whole group as Black people and even as countrymen. We're always getting away from the truth and accountability because someone said something that was painful or hurtful. Last time I checked, the truth hurts. And when it comes down to the truth being hurtful, maybe the only reason that it hurts is because it opened up an old wound that you didn't take the time, or that the community didn't take the time, or that Black men didn't take the time, or Black women didn't take the time, so they can really invest into healing that problem so that this community could be better. And my words and this truth, I'm not saying my truth, my words and this truth is based on a lot of things that is documented, doctrinated, and it can be studied and it can be brought up in a historical fashion. But you know what the real problem is? The real problem is what I see is that anytime that there is a position where accountability, real accountability can actually be had, everyone fights back against the core aspect of what accountability is, which is change, or rather change behavior. You say that it's normal for a 14-year-old to be walking around within the city streets with a firearm on his hip. I'm calling out the fact that the environment that 14-year-old is walking around with the firearm in should not exist, because that environment is not conducive to his upbringing. And if his parents was making better decisions soundly, economically, and familially, they wouldn't have to be around that type of environment. But if they can't get out of that environment, all they have to do is put in the work to clean up that environment. But you know what the other big problem is that it sounds good on a YouTube live stream. It sounds good within a social media post. It sounds good on a Twitter thread. But you know what the real problem is? Whenever it's time to actually participate in that commitment, you, just like a lot of other people, you run away from commitment, and we hear it all the time. Commitment is not within you because substance is not there. The essence of what it means to be a community and a foundational person within the community absolutely is not there, because everyone is willingly able to be a participant in Wi-Fi activism and keyboard strategy. But no one is actually going out here and doing the things that needs to be done. So when people like I, myself, or others, Black women and men, get out here and start speaking the truth, this is why a lot of people get defensive and they get butthurt, and they get out here and they want to peacock and they want to pander and they want to play around as if they're actually doing something. Yet how can you or anyone else say that the things that y'all are doing are actually working when you have Cypress ending up on a t-shirt? You got Carmelo in the courthouse. You got Trayvon in the dirt. You got all of these people in the dirt, yet everyone's doing all of this activism that's supposed to be helping the foundational people within our community actually get something done when it's not being done. Because the truth of the matter is that y'all will go to every courthouse except for the courthouse of accountability. This is why you have Black men defending Black women against other Black men who's just offering opinion, because the truth of the matter is that it's free to do so. It doesn't cost you anything. It costs you nothing to hit a YouTube panel. It costs you nothing to type in a chat. It costs you nothing to make a short. All it costs you is maybe what's already in your phone bill or in your Wi-Fi bill. And the truth of the matter is that don't mean anything, because that's not true commitment. Commitment is not to a YouTube or a social media platform, nor to a social media post. That's not commitment. Commitment is actually in your community. And if you walk outside your door and there's anything wrong with your community, trash on the ground, there's a burnt up building or an abandoned abandoned building, if you got a drug dealer outside, if you got all of these people and all of these things that's going on within your community to where you can hit a YouTube panel and tell me that it's okay or normal for a 14-year-old to have a firearm within the hood, excuse me, let me go ahead and say it off, ripping off the top. Please don't get your feelings hurt. That's not fucking normal. That's abrupt. That's dangerous. That's immoral. That's not logical. That a kid cannot walk from their house to the playground and actually have fun without some dude trying to hit on some little girl, without some grown woman trying to hit on a little boy, or without some drug dealer being out there selling a poison, or a gangbanger out there trying to kill someone that looks just like them, just because they don't like the way they move, or they don't like the way they dress, or they don't like the way they talk. Or even worse, this is the part that's really crazy. I don't like the fact that you call yourself a conservative or a Republican. You have people drawing lines in the sand and saying shit that you were saying yesterday, such as you left the hood, but you talk down on the hood. So if the hood is not going to fix it, if we can't fix it, who can fix it? Because all you will have is just a cycle of repetitious trauma and bullshit. You got the floor.
All right. It's a lot you said, okay? But once again, you're not giving context. You're saying y'all, right? You're talking about a group of people. You're not just saying the dummies. When you say black and then say y'all, unfortunately, and once again, I know you don't want to hear this, but you got to remember other people are watching this. When other people listen to us talk shit about each other, it decreases our value even more. We ain't supposed to do that when the phone off the hook. You can cuss that nigga out and say whatever you want to say to him when we are not in the national airwaves. Now, the other thing is, look, bro, I think you mad at the wrong people. Because when you say accountability, everybody has their own version of that. The way I live my life and do my thing and help people, it ain't gonna be the same way yours is. I don't talk to young dudes the same way everybody else do. That's why they fuck with me. So I'm not trying to sell them a dream. When I'm talking to little niggas, I'm not saying no shit like, man, I'm trying to get you out of the hood and get you out of, nah, I don't do that. I understand the plight that they in and where they at. See what I'm saying? What you're asking for is later on down the line when the psychology of these people get their mental together. Because right now, all we doing is just trauma bonding. Just yelling at, this is what we used to. Arguments, getting at each other, not really solutions. Immediately after what I said, you just called it bullshit. So what that's saying is, you it would have been nice. Me and you would have been working together if you would have said, you know what, I fuck with this part, but not that part. But this part cool. I like what you said about that and this and that. It never goes that way. So right now, all we're doing is just trying to prove each other wrong. And where is the substance in telling a person they ain't shit? Okay, we got that. They done dropped the ball. They getting people pregnant and all that. We got that. Where's the substance? Now, for you to say not normal, yes, I didn't say it's good. See, that's why I say I want you to, it's almost like you mixing my words. You know I don't think that's good. Hell no. But the circumstances, if you in a motherfucking in somebody's wicked neighborhood, all right, you're probably gonna need you a pistol. Okay. Now I'm not advising you to get one, but guess what? Everybody in this chat or listening, if you don't agree with me on that, then guess what? You are hiding the truth. That's why I say these youngins don't want to listen to nobody. You can't tell them that ain't normal. How you gonna tell a nigga in a neighborhood with nothing but poor people, no money, no everybody just hopeless? You can't sprinkle that little bit of hope in there. He don't want to hear it because he don't understand it. That's all I'm saying to you, bro. Everybody, look, some of the mothers in the hood, it's a lot of accountability. But when my nephew got caught with a pistol, My sister and her husband is great people. They didn't even know this nigga had one. And this nigga come from a great home. That's what I'm saying, man. You can't just like pass judgment on something that you probably don't understand the situation of. That's what we did yesterday when it came to that 14-year-old boy. Everybody was just talking about his upbringing. They ain't said shit about his parents. We are assuming, okay, because he 14 got caught with a pistol. But guess what we also not being honest about? You ready for this? Me and you are responsible for them little niggas doing that goofy shit because they was watching us. And now, since everybody's older and ain't got the energy to chase them little motherfuckers, now you just gonna sit up on your front and we gonna sit in our rocking chairs and just talk about them motherfuckers. That's almost where we at today as black males. You know what I'm saying? Look, I don't expect a lot of people to agree with me. Look, the only way you gonna understand what I'm saying, if you look at this shit as a whole, this shit is not just about buckethead bitches and street niggas. No, 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 no. This is a plan, bro, that been going on for years and years. I am one of those victims and I was a part of that cycle. That's why I'm trying to tell you, it ain't that simple the way you just making it. All right. That's just, and I'm not trying to be negative. I ain't trying to argue. But if you're gonna have an open panel, it's called a open panel. So we gotta agree on some stuff and disagree. No matter how, the greatest man in the world, he don't gotta like you or nothing. But you know what? If he say, you know what, that is a good point, then hey my nigga, that's worth $1 trillion. Cause that's what keeping it 100 really mean. We didn't distorted the fucking word. Keep it in 100 mean being honest. You can't just be lying to people, dog, mixing the truth. You know what I'm saying? That's not, that's all I'm saying to you, homie. And all that shit we did yesterday, I ain't even wanted to go that way. I'm a debater. You know what I'm saying? I do this shit on the street and in barbershops on the regular. I'm not the smartest man in the world. I'm just giving my opinion because I always only hear one side. That's all I'm doing. I'm just being different. Hey, no disrespect. I don't know no nigga in this chat. I ain't here for no tough guy shit. I don't even play that. I don't even do all that. I joke. Don't do no playing, Slim. I'm not here for all that, champ.
Okay, Slim. So let me ask you a question because I'm not staying because I'm
Good
not here
evening,
for the back
sister.
and forth. Good evening. So here's the thing. When it comes down to your minor children having illegal substances and illegal weapons, who is responsible to be watching them and making sure that they don't have things like that?
Okay, fairly, to me, that's kind of a loaded question because at the end of the day, your two parents can be loving. All right. And I think you know this too, sister. You can come from a great home, but that little motherfucker can still be doing what he do when you're not watching him. Now, unless you walking in his room, flipping his beds, him or her, flipping their beds, being nosy and doing all that, then you're going to find out. But if anybody in this chat got kids, they know you can't watch them all the time.
Being
And that's why I
nosy.
say you can't look. I don't think I've never been. I got an 8-year-old and a 15-year-old. I'm not nosy to my kids. That's why it works out. I just keep it 100 with them. All right. I don't think you
You
have
know,
to be nosy, but
hold
we
on.
gotta go ahead.
Because you said being nosy, right? That's called parenting, right? I come from a two-parent household. My children are being raised in a two-parent household. It ain't nosy until they are grown and they live in their own house. While they live in my house, I don't give a damn if you call me nosy or whatever. I'm gonna be nosy because that is the core, that's the quintessential principle of parenting. My daughter
Sister,
with her
I'm
friends.
not
Hold on a
disagreeing with
Hold
second.
you.
on, let
Hold
her
on.
let her
Let me
finish.
let
Let
me
her
Wait, my
let me
finish.
bad. I
speak.
thought she was done. My bad. My bad.
No, my daughter was just texting with her friends today, and they was spam crazy, spam tabulous. And I jumped right in that chat like knock it off with the bull crap. My kids will have no doors on their room if it's necessary. I'm flipping through all the beds. I'm reading in their damn journal, their little diaries and shit. I'm going all through everything because my kids are not going to have any weapons illegally. Number one, my kids not going to be involved in drug behavior. Number two, see what you're speaking to is lazy parenting. What you're
No, that's
speaking
not
to,
what I'm saying.
yes,
We
that's
Let her
can't say that.
finish.
exactly
That's
Let her
not what I
finish.
said.
Let her
All
finish.
right,
Let
my
her
bad, my
finish.
bad, my bad.
that's exactly what you're speaking to. You're speaking to the laziness of the culture. Oh, I gotta work, so I can't pay attention to what my kids is doing. Guess what? I work all the time. I got cameras everywhere. If I can't physically put hands on them, my eyes is on them at all times. I don't give a damn. We got location and all type of stuff. What you doing over here? Where you at? What you doing? Where you at? What you doing? What you doing? Where you at? What you doing? Who your friends is? Let me meet their parents. Let me come over to their house and see what the hell they got going on over there. That is called parenting. I am not my children's friends. And too many people in the Black community want to be friends with their kids. They sending their kids out to ghetto hood prom. They wasting all of this money on a whole bunch of bullshit, but can't pay their entrance fees to get into college. They making excuses why it's okay. I grew up in the whole hood. In the whole hood. And you know, my mom said, yeah, nah, this ain't gonna work. And she moved us up out the hood. You know why? Because my mother took responsibility and my father took responsibility as a parent, and they removed us from a toxic environment. You think it was easy? Hell no. And not especially after my father passed away. It was not easy for my mother. And my mother has created a President's List business major, an Olympian, and a graphic designer that will blow your whole entire mind all by her damn self. All by her damn self. Yes, Venus, let's get it and let's go. There is no excuse. There is no excuse. There is no soothing shit. The harsh reality that people don't want to say is our community has gotten complacent. They have accepted everything and anything and think that shit is okay, and then lifted their hands to remove responsibility. You're responsible for the children that you push out your vagina. You're responsible for the children that you let escape your penis into somebody's vagina. And if you're not ready to be on their ass, like white on rice and a glass of milk and a paper plate in a snowstorm, then you shouldn't have them. Period.
Not only that, but because I'm gonna cut in for a second. When we're talking about accountability, we have to be honest that a lot of people who try to use the excuse of lack of parenting, of not being nosy in their children's lives, that's a problem. You should absolutely know what your children are doing. You should absolutely know where your children are going. You should absolutely know who your children is going to be around. Now, I'm not one to subvert the fact that when it comes down to ideological subversion, that a lot of things is being injected into our community, which is forcing a lot of people to now want to be friends with their children. But that's the number one problem right there. Y'all trying to be friends with y'all kids. And then on top of that, you have a lot of people who like to peacock and subvert a lot of people's missions and what they're trying to do, even when it comes to podcasters or when it comes to social media influencers, because you have a lot of people who will sit here and fake the funk just so they can get a like or a subscription or a super chat or a cash app. The truth of the matter is, you wonder why a lot of women sit up here and say, we don't believe these men. And you wonder why a lot of men sit up here and say, we don't believe these women, because no one's actually taking any accountability for what they're actually doing. I'm sorry, or the lack of what they're doing, because true accountability is changed behavior. Would you agree? Yes or no?
In a sense.
So let me ask you I'm gonna further this question. If true accountability is not changed behavior, what is true? You say in a sense. If it's in a sense change behavior, what's not in a sense? What is true accountability from your perspective?
Accountability come with responsibility. So I can't hold you accountable if you don't even know what the fuck that means.
Okay.
So once again, I don't my expectations of the people that y'all speaking of, I don't expect them to raise their kids right. I don't expect them to plan their kids. So I don't know why y'all keep repeating that part. I
Oh,
don't
I can tell
expect
you
them
why.
to.
I can tell you why. Because you know how it used to be back in the old day in the old way? The old day in the old way was you have expectations to live up to. You will not be out here in the street. You will not be out here putting your hands on a woman. You will not be out here putting your hands on a man. You won't be out here creating children that you can't take care of. You won't be out here spending money that you know that you ain't got. You won't be out here participating in things that you end you up either dead or in jail. But the real problem is that a lot of people just said, I didn't have enough of expectation and responsibility. I want to live free. This is why you have a whole bunch of women out here saying to hell with these niggas, and a whole bunch of these niggas out here saying to hell with these bitches. But yet they keep on creating these children because they keep having hold on one second. They keep having unprotected sex because they don't care about the thing that they swear they love to fight for, this so-called community.
And let me cut in.
You don't
let me cut in
realize
real quick.
you are repeating yourself, bro.
And then we also back in the day had it where if Mrs. Kelly seen your black behind running around to the damn street doing shit you ain't had no business doing, Miss Kelly was about to snatch you up by your shirt collar. She was about to take you to your mama and your daddy, and then everybody was about to beat your ass.
Respectfully, okay, I want y'all to understand what I'm saying. I really don't think y'all care about what I'm trying to say, because I'm agreeing with y'all. I am not agreeing with your presentation. Guess what we're doing? Talking about the fucking old days. See, look, once again, the reason why the world don't want to listen to you, because it is 2026. Their lives are nothing like yours. You're trying to punish them and live your life the way you live. Listen, that can't happen. What has to happen is, if you don't understand the world that you're living in today and understand the pitfalls, see, it was easier in our days, younger, because it wasn't a lot of shit. Right now, the shit that a child has thrown at him, bro, a parent, hey, look, if they ain't on their shit, I guarantee you're going to lose them. So you keep saying accountability. I just keep hearing it and hearing it and hearing it. But you won't talk about the psychology, the actual machine that is pushing this agenda. To me, if it's 100 black young dudes in the world, I think only 30 of them niggas will probably be criminals with jail time. The other 70 go to black colleges, white colleges. They're not criminals. They're actually doing good. They have a little hip hop culture with them. They listen to rap music. That's what niggas do. But to keep saying accountability, it sounds like, to me, I don't understand like what you mean, because you're not using context. You're just using a broad statement. All right. Of course, the chick, look, put it like 90% of us is only here because our parents had a good motherfucking night. So don't try to make it look like we sitting around planning kids. That's, people don't usually do that. You know what I'm saying?
My children were planned, sir.
But to keep going back to your upbringing, that is not helping us today. And I don't see
because
why
people that cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it. See,
what if I say this? Hold up, let me finish. What if I say this? I'm glad you made that point. The reason why me with my kids, and I'm just gonna use myself, and I ain't gonna use no old time shit. The reason why this works with me today, because this ain't my fight. This is their world. So you know what I gotta do? Come to theirs, mix with mine. So you can't just bring your own shit. You just walking up in this nigga house. That's equivalent to putting your feet on the table with no respect. You don't respect them because they're young. Let's be honest. If we really want to talk about what's really going on here, I think a lot of us elders just don't like them because they're young. Man, we know that these niggas gonna act a fool. And in the black community, yeah, it's fucked up, bro. And that's what I keep telling y'all. And that's why I say I don't think nobody listening to me.
Let me stop
agreeing with y'all.
Hold on.
No, you're not. You're not agreeing, because you're sitting here saying,
hey, Sel, I got rolled, man. I ain't gonna do it today, Sel. Hey,
no
man.
So you want to say whatever you want to say, and then when somebody's having a counterpoint to your commentary, then you want to run.
I don't think it's fair that your wife is on this panel.
Why can't she? It's an open panel. You
okay,
said this
listen.
is an open panel.
What if I say this? It is an open panel.
Oh, that's what, because you want to get kicked from the panel. So then let me help you out. Go ahead. Have a nice day, sir.
Ridiculousness.
Have a nice day, sir.
So
because at the end of the day, let me just say this, and then
no, it's because you're a woman,
right? And fuck him.
Yeah, it's because you're a woman.
Now I'm gonna say this. Sir, you are haram. You're not a Muslim that's on your deen. You are not. Because the reality is the community as a whole has to do better. You sitting there talking about y'all just don't like the youth because they're young. No, stupid. What did Whitney Houston tell you in 1980 something? I believe the children are the future. The only thing is it's a bunch of weak ass niggas that's crack babies. Yeah. It's a bunch of weak ass niggas that was out here selling drugs and flooding the community with poison because they wanted to get paid. It's a bunch of people in the community that wanted to live off of pimp culture and black exploitation. And they diminished the value, the principle, the core beliefs that were a cornerstone and a mainstay, a staple in the community that got us through civil rights. Y'all ain't doing nothing for the community. What happened to the civil rights movement? Hell, most of y'all don't even know what the NAACP is. Y'all social activists, like I told you the other day. I've been marching with the NAACP since I was 3 years old. I am actually a community leader fighting for the children, not just mine, all children. Don't ever get it twisted, homeboy. You got like fucked up, jealous of young children for what? Youth is nothing to be jealous of, and especially not the way our youth are growing up in this community. Our youth are growing up in this community to be sexualized. They are growing up to be grown beyond their time.
Hold on for a second. Marvin, you can hit the link at any time you want to, big homie. You've been gang banging from the chat, cheerleading for him this whole entire time. You can hit the link. The link is there for you to hit. I don't know why you sitting here saying that it's disrespectful and all this, that, and the other. No one disrespected that man. That man just wanted to talk and he didn't want to listen. See, the real problem with a lot of these older Negroes is they not acceptable. Sorry, they're not susceptible to the fact that a lot of reason that this shit is going on to this day is because of what them old niggas did back then. But again, I said I was not going to be yelling. But these are the same dudes that's now coming back and telling us that's not the way to do things. If that wasn't the way to do things, why did you do it then? Why did you leave the home that you created? But again, I say, these are the same dudes that would sit up here and say, protect black women, protect the community after y'all left the community. These are the same dudes that sit up here and say that our community should be number one, but you left not only your family, you left your children, you left your, what was that word that he used? Responsibility, because you want to go chase the high life. And I'm not talking about drugs, unless that was your thing. Problem is a lot of y'all, and like I said before, like I said to Stanley, way back when I had that debate with him, you cannot leave the house that you once created to then come back and now try to take commandment of it. He says, oh, it's 2026. No one's living like that. What did you say earlier, baby? You said those who do not know history is condemned to repeat it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's because they want to erase all of the sins that they created. They want to erase all of the problems that they created. That's why they want to come back. That's why they want to come back and try to befriend them. What did he say? We got to come back and we got to approach them on their level. No, they are children. Y'all made the mistake of treating your children like they were your friend. That's where a lot of y'all went wrong. That's why a lot of y'all said, oh, well, I smoke weed. If my kids go smoke weed, they're going to smoke weed in the house with me. Maybe, first of all, maybe you shouldn't be smoking weed. Maybe not even at the house. Maybe not around your children. Maybe the things that you do as an adult should not be introduced to your children. But what do I know? All I know is that I have a YouTube platform and he says it's my responsibility to tell not just my truth, but the truth. The truth is that a lot of y'all old niggas is sitting up here pandering for women that they know they're not going to give y'all no commitment. That's why y'all do it for free. Because if it actually cost you something, you would leave and you would stop defending black women just like you left before.
Right. And to DC Slim, where's your wife, nigga? I mean, we know you weren't an active participant in raising your kids because you're too busy worried about being nosy. See, that ideology and that mentality is also the problem in the community, stupid motherfucker. Now I'm gonna fucking disrespect you. Now I'm gonna fucking drag the fuck out you. You cannot raise a child without two halves of a whole, stupid. Let me introduce you to a Chinese principle, yin and yang. Let me introduce you to a Christian principle, the Trinity. Let me introduce you to an Egyptology principle, Horus, Osiris, and Horus. What are you talking about? You need male and female energy in order to raise a child and raise a community. Or did you forget that during the Civil Rights Movement, the Black Panther Party, and every movement that has been beneficial to our community, women were there? Your problem, sir, is you purport to be a Muslim and you were mad as shit that I pulled up that hadith and called you out for your works and your deeds. You are mad as hell that you were unable to substantiate your argument, and you couldn't even be man enough to say when you were wrong, trying to tone police people and trying to tell people what to say and what not to say. Man, get the fuck going around. Your father wasn't like that. Your mama wasn't like that. And it's a shame that they wasn't. And that's the problem. Was your mama and your daddy caught up in the drug wave or the prostitution wave? Was your mom and your daddy working all the time and you was a latchkey kid and they imbibing you principalities, morals, values, standards, integrity? That's the problem in this community. Y'all motherfuckers don't got no morals. Y'all don't got no values. You don't got no integrity. Y'all don't have no actual belief in a higher power. You have no universal connection or alignment.
By the way, let me say this. For all the women that was just watching while he was up here, I hope y'all was paying attention. Because that is the same guy that said that he would, that is the same guy that acts like he will defend y'all and defend the community and defend y'all position. But the moment a woman starts speaking up and start engaging with him on the same level of communication that he was participating in, what was the first thing he did? I don't think it's fair that your wife is up here. What's the problem? You don't like an educated woman? Or you just don't like to be talked. You don't like to be talked to by a woman. Last time I checked, even when it came down to a Bible, they said, "Oh, I'm sorry, to the Bible." They said that a woman cannot teach or preach out the Bible, right? That's what they said, right?
That's what they say.
Oh, okay. Unless she has the protection and the presence of her husband, right?
Facts.
Oh, okay, cool. So again, what's the problem? But I guess pride and ego is too much of a big thing. This is why a lot of you content creators, and again, I'm just saying what I'm saying. If it hurt your feelings or if it hurts your nerve, that's too bad. You can click the link. At the end of the day, a lot of y'all podcasters, content creators, panelists, chatters, a lot of y'all, the women don't believe y'all. They just appreciate the fact that they appreciate the fact that you stepping out in front of the bullet. But the moment a black woman or the moment that a woman has some real truth to say to a man and he get upset about it, tighten the panties, he get his whole balls twisted up, the first thing he will do is disrespect her. And that woman will come to the realization that, oh, this is just a grift.
Right. And you chose to disrespect the wrong one, homie. You can't say nothing to me. My kids were had in wedlock after I had several degrees, homeboy, several of them. My children are being raised right. My 13-year-old still does not have her own electronic device because I ain't going and I ain't fucking playing and I'm nosy than a bitch. And I'm going to be on that ass because she ain't going to have no kids out of wedlock. See, she going to go to college and have a degree. She's going to be the ideal. What's up, Ron? She's going to be the ideal for other black women. My son is going to be the ideal for other black men. But y'all want to blame everything on white people. No, nigga. The problem starts at home.
Get that baby a phone.
With how you were raised.
Get that baby a phone. Babies need phones.
No, yeah, they don't.
I'm protesting. I tell to protest. That baby need a phone.
You'll come up here to protest that a baby need a phone, but you won't protest that these niggas need to stop peacocking and act like they want to give women commitment online when they truly don't.
I've been saying that. You taking my talking points.
Oh,
I told you niggas don't want to be married. Listen,
hey, Butterfly, I sent you 20, because you was cooking like hot grits up there, Charlie.
I don't know about that. I just got out my appointment and I heard my baby needed a phone over there. Give the baby a phone. I don't know if it's gonna be a real phone, but she needs a phone.
Well, one of them Obama phones back in the day.
She only can text and call, but she
Gotcha,
can't get no
nigga.
internet. But she need a phone. And now,
Now see,
if a man, this is how I feel. If a man saying that he want to be married and he can't get married in the next, I'm gonna say 2 to 3 years, he really don't want to be married.
Shit, it's less than that. Shit. At least
I'm
have your
giving him
woman
grace when
by
I
in
say
there.
2 to 3. Most of these dudes, they want to jerk their own dick and lie. That's what they want to do.
Yeah.
These men don't want to be married. And I just want
And
them to be honest. I just want you to be honest and say, hey, I got commitment issues. I really truthfully and honestly don't like women like that. Like, just tell the truth. That's all I'm
yeah.
saying. If you tell the truth, what they say, shame the devil. Tell the truth and shame the devil. I don't know if y'all heard
amen,
that
brother.
song though. But
Absolutely.
Tell the
Yeah, we
truth,
know
shame
it.
the devil, brother. Amen.
Mhm.
But
that's
you know the
all I'm
problem. You know the problem with telling the truth. The problem with telling the truth means that you have to drop the veil. That they won't see you as a black female supporter anymore. They just see you as a grifter. They won't see you as a black male supporter. They just see you as a grifter. They won't see you as a community supporter. They just see you as a grifter. That's why they can't tell the truth.
What did
That's
Greg
why.
say? The truth hurts and then lie heals.
Absolutely. Because when
So
you actually pay
mhm.
attention, my bad, but when you actually pay attention to what a lot of these people is doing and that they're saying in the conversations that they gravitate towards, you really get a sense of nature of what they truly about. I have nothing against DC personally, but what I do have something against is the mindset. When we're talking about accountability, the first thing that come out your mouth is you want to talk about accountability, but you're using it as a broad spectrum. I don't see you going over there and participating in conversations when there's broad spectrum about how it is that these niggas is out here doing all of this dumb shit.
Are you talking
See,
about the DC Glazer?
Yeah,
Glaze.
the DC Glazer, he was back.
Oh, he came back. Oh, okay, yeah.
Hey,
see,
he wants to come back.
here's
He
my
came.
problem with it. It's like I said yesterday, man. It's the same shit we've been hearing for years after years after years. They've been saying this shit in the late fucking 90s. They said this shit in the early 2000s, the 2010s. Now it's the goddamn 2020s. We still saying the same shit. Because the reason why them young niggas relate to you, DC, and I'm the disrespectful one because I'm saying this shit with all malice and with all disrespect in my heart. The reason why they can relate to you, bro, you just an OYN. You OYN. That's pretty much the reason. That's the reason why, bro. Because my thing is, when it comes to you want me to be balanced, you want me to compromise, I say fuck that. I'm not gonna bend. I'm not gonna break my motherfucking morals for nobody, including a nigga like you. When it comes to the niggas in the hood, the reason why these motherfuckers respect me when I go to the hood is because they know my morals. I ain't scared to preach about my morals, preach to them about my past, then tell them, yo, you can actually do better than I could. You know why? Because I'm gonna give you the information that I was trying to search for when I was your age. But it's
I,
up to you if
I
you
got a
want to drink the
question.
motherfucking water. Yeah,
Oh,
what's up, E man?
y'all know that most black people are not in the hood, right?
Yeah,
There you go.
absolutely. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, absolutely. You're
So
absolutely
why
correct.
why every time we have these black conversations, we like the only black men we can help. Forget the ones in the suburbs. Forget the ones that's throughout the rest of the United States. Why do we only got to focus on the guys in the hood?
Because the
Oh,
niggas in the suburbs don't give me motherfucking pushback. The niggas in the suburbs, they get a notebook and pen and write everything the fuck I say down. But when it comes to the niggas in the hood, it's a fucking pushback. Nigga be like, nah, I ain't trying to do that, man. No, no, no. No, the niggas in the suburbs is they might fall, but they still gonna be standing on both of their motherfucking feet at the end of the day.
I don't know. I ain't
So
really think. That's what I said.
yeah.
Like, I think I don't know. I don't know. Last time y'all been to the hood,
I think especially the young people in the hood, like I get the guys that's like maybe selling drugs, maybe they not open, but even most of the people in the hood is open for knowledge. They like I don't like this hard headed hood mentality that people are talking about. That may be a small portion of the hood.
I would say it's about at least 35%.
That's still small. If you're telling me I can go into the
Well, I'm talking
hood,
about black folks all in general.
no, what I'm
35%.
saying, if I can go into the hood and I can talk to 65% of the men or 65% of the hood, I'm doing good. Like, I don't know why only in black conversations we got to have 100% success rate. Anybody who say we got a
Listen,
six, go ahead.
nah, this is the thing. Ain't nothing wrong with the hood. However, it's about the mentality within it, right? Just like this one in the chat right here, right? Talk about we're dealing with our women, how the down pressure deal with his women. We need to look at our women, how the ancestor treated our women. The ancestors actually revered their women. They were in positions of very high political power, very high military power, very high spiritual power. So you're right. You should treat your woman how your ancestors did, where we were kings and queens before we was taken over by the oppressor.
They don't know their ancestors. I don't know why people keep bringing them up.
They don't know
What's
shit
your
Somebody
about
bring up the
history.
what's your
Vikings.
ancestor name? Like people be saying, they just be talking. What's your ancestor? Tell me who's your ancestors.
They don't even know their great grandparents.
Somebody the ancestors.
Man, I
Y'all
bet you don't
attached to
know,
niggas
yo.
y'all don't even know.
No, it's
Happy y'all ancestors is nobodies.
it's
Man,
it's
most
it,
of these niggas don't know their granddaddy's full name, man.
it ain't even about
Most
that.
of their mama don't even know their daddy real name. Get the fuck on
No,
out of here.
right. That's exactly what I was about to say. They don't even know. They don't even know what's my daddy name. I don't know.
Bartholomew.
Where your kids at? I don't know.
Slim. My daddy named Slim. What's
Right,
the
my
name
daddy
his
named
mama gave
Slim.
him? I don't know
But
that
when you
everybody in the hood just call him Slim. Everybody in the hood
when
just call him Black.
right when you look at something so simple such as ideological subversion, you pay attention to how it is that. And here's the problem, right? There's one particular thing I agree with him on about this being a system, but guess what? This is a system. It's a system that has been passed down generation after generation after generation after generation, and you know it's a problem. The fact of the matter is that when we talk about accountability, we put it on where it belongs, and then we start from there and we actually construct the solution to the problem. Like somebody asked earlier yesterday in the chat, somebody said, "What's the solution?" And then he came up with, "What's your suggestion?" The suggestion is apparently the new thing is not working. So what do we need to go back to? Well, where we came from, apparently that didn't work either. So let's go back a little bit further. Let's keep going back until we find the thing that was working, and then let's build on top of it from there. At one point in time, as a Black community, we all were on one accord. What happened? Does nobody not know the answer to that? Snowman said you can't blame the system and then depend on the system at the same time. At some point, accountability needs to come into play. Facts. At some point in time, you have to say we take responsibility for the things that we did. Not here, not 10 years ago, not 20 years ago, not 30 years ago, not 40 years ago. At this time, right here, when we was on one accord, when we was moving as a unit. Let's start there and let's build on the ideas that was making it work, and then let's continue on. Hell, I'll even agree with him. It's 2026. Some of those things ain't the same. Well, guess what? If we start with an idea, just like y'all start with an idea to go fuck a bitch, just like y'all start with an idea to go hit a live stream, just like y'all start with an idea to go hit a YouTube panel, just like y'all start with an idea to sit up, get out here and say, "Oh, I'm defending all women," but you won't give commitment to these women, just like an idea to say fuck these niggas, but at the same time, you actually going to fuck these niggas. Just like you have an idea to type down in the chat section, just like you have an idea to send a super chat or a cash app, like you have an idea to subvert your mind to some bullshit, just like you have the idea to sit up here and say it's a white man's fault in some office thousands of miles away in the whole goddamn state. You have an idea for all of these things.
Wait, babe.
Hmm?
He named his ancestors. Khufu, Ramses II, Imhotep, King Tut, Nefertiti, Cleopatra. I can give them their true names as well, but guess what? Nefertiti was a queen, and so was Cleopatra. So,
And that wasn't
so
his
you're
ancestors, nigga. You ain't from them people.
right. Can you trace your lineage and your bloodlines, sir? Because if you
I'm,
could, then give
I'm
us
mad.
their names. Tell us the
I'm mad this
century.
nigga had to go all the way back to ancient Egypt.
Right.
I don't want the names of your people. I don't want the lineage. I want the solution. What were they doing that we could do now to make us better? Oh, I know. They wasn't out here saying that it's normal for a 14-year-old to have a gun in the damn hood. I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to be yelling. They're not.
How
Think
did he
about your blood
get a
pressure,
gun?
brother.
Mm-hmm.
How did he even get a gun? Now, this is the thing I will say, Bad. I got to give you pushback on this, right?
What's up?
Because I am Second Amendment to the day IDIE. But
Amen.
the NRA has specific qualifications, training, and teaching that children have to go through when they have guns.
Mm-hmm.
So, where
Yep.
was this 14-year-old's training? Where is his certification? Who purchased the gun for him? That's not
Y'all full of crap, man. All these little
He
white
bought
boys
off the
running around
streets.
here. Now, y'all know I'm going off the ledge.
You doing
It's a
the
whole
same
bunch of
thing?
little white boys that we ain't got no pushback, walking around with hunting rifles, pistols, all this stuff. They been in the woods shooting forever. But just because it's a young black man, he didn't supposed to. He didn't even use the gun.
So
Ron,
now,
So
Ron G over here. Hold
here's
on,
the
let
thing,
me
though.
cook. Let me cook.
All right.
Rob G is over here talking about where his training at on the firearm. He didn't even fire.
how you
What are
know?
we talking about, black people?
has he ever wielded a firearm?
I'm not
What are we
fucking around
talking
with
about?
you,
It's
man.
training.
Has he
That's
ever wielded?
crazy.
Has he ever wielded the firearm?
Was
What
it
did he do?
illegal firearm? Like,
What?
was it
Has
illegal
he?
firearm? Was
No,
the
no, no.
serial number scratched
Has
off?
he? Has he ever wielded a firearm? That's my question to you.
I don't know.
All right, I can
I
tell
could
you
tell
that he did.
But hold on, what that got to do? See, this is crazy that we would have these conversations
let
about
me tell you
he
No,
what
no,
it
should
no,
has.
no,
not
no.
have
Wait,
no
hold
damn.
on.
Hey,
Okay, you want me to stop? I'll stop.
Wait. Before Raw cook you, the reason I asked, has he ever wielded a firearm? You was talking about training. If he didn't have no proper training, why is he posting a picture of himself with the firearm? But you got it.
But you don't
no,
even know if he had training or not. That's my point.
Okay,
Y'all,
cool. So if
you
he had training,
ain't did
if he
no
had, if
research,
he
Mr.
stop,
Research
stop,
Man.
stop, 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 stop,
Okay, I'll
stop. I'm not
stop.
about to play
I
that
thought you
game
wanted some
because
pushback.
you're not
I
arguing.
didn't know
You're
you wanted
not.
somebody up
No,
here
no,
like
no.
Bree to agree with you. I'm telling you, his training don't matter if he didn't use it.
Okay, cool.
let me cook, babe. Let me cook, babe.
Go
See,
ahead, because
here's
I
the
gotta go. I
thing.
gotta go actually cook.
Okay, so here's the thing. When it comes down to training with a gun, right? You know certain ways you are supposed to carry a gun
What's up,
outside,
Snowman?
certain ways you're not supposed to carry a gun outside. And you gotta be real careful with a gun because even pulling back the slide could fuck you up on a gun. If you don't know how to handle a gun properly, you can mess yourself up. You can shoot yourself, you can delete yourself off yourself.
I
What up,
just want to say
snowman?
that if I can, I've been around white people for almost 50 years of my life, and never once have I seen a bunch of white underage kids running around with handguns, flashing them and threatening to shoot people. That is not common. Now, I will say that it is common for young boys and girls in the white community go out and get their take their hunter safety course and get a hunting license and go out in the woods and carry a rifle or a shotgun and go hunting with it. There's nothing wrong with that. But you do not see mobs of white kids running around underage with handguns threatening people. So don't even
He
try
didn't
and make that
threaten nobody.
comparison.
See,
That is
that's what I'm
bullshit and
saying.
you know it.
We literally trying to. That's bullshit. That he's somebody. He's threatening somebody. He ain't threatening no goddamn body. Them goddamn Asian people was running after him. I ain't never seen nobody scared running after
But
somebody.
pulling a
But
gun on
I
someone,
want to
pulling a
know.
gun
The
on someone
point
isn't
is
threatening
full
them.
of shit.
Pulling a
Those
gun on
Asians
someone
are full
isn't
of
threatening
shit.
them.
And
Pulling
you
a
know,
gun on someone
angry
isn't threatening them,
snowman know
right?
for a fact that they
Pulling a
wouldn't let
gun
no
on
damn
someone isn't
threaten.
threatening them, correct? That's what you're saying. Pulling a gun isn't threatening.
He was running away from them. That's what
Did
I'm
he
saying.
did he not pull a gun on
No
them?
three. No
Did he
three.
not pull a gun on them?
Hold on.
No.
brandishing a
Hold
gun is
on.
threatening somebody.
Hold
Thank
on,
you.
gentlemen. Hold on,
That's
gentlemen.
brandishing
No,
a gun in some
listen.
states is
Hold
punishable
on,
by
gentlemen.
arrest.
It's no
Gentlemen.
evidence other than the vic. Oh, go ahead.
New phone. Who this?
This is Marvin Reynolds.
Oh, hello, Marvin. Marvin.
How are
The
you?
Drop
rules
Marvin. I
of
don't trust
engagement.
him. I want to talk to this white man. I don't trust that nigga. Drop him so I can talk to this white nigga.
Hey, E-man,
Wait,
the
wait,
white
wait,
man
wait,
has
wait, wait,
spoken.
wait, 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 wait. I'm gonna let you sit in the back until Honey comes back. But thank you for coming up. Just hold tight for me. Thank you kindly. Go ahead, gentlemen.
E-man, the white man has
Hello.
spoken. Listen to
This
the
is
white
this is
man.
the point. The only evidence Angry Snowman got is the people who have killed this man. Literally killed this man. Say, well, he showed me a gun. I saw a gun. I know people lie, and I just know how normal humans operate.
Why
If
do we
people
keep
are fearing for their
justifying
life,
why
hold
do we
on.
keep no either man
Let me
why
East
do
land,
adults
brother.
keep why do adults keep justifying why it's okay for kids to have weapons in general?
Because y'all got weapons. I know
Because
the crazy.
the
Hello. This is how I know angry snowman is full of shit. I can pull
Dude,
up
my
a
kids aren't
thousand
dude.
pictures.
No, I'm not
Hold on,
because
hold
none of
on,
my kids
hold on.
walked around with weapons, sir.
I
None
can.
of
You
them.
talking about your
None of my
kids?
kids even
I
walked
can
around with
pull
a
up a
pocket knife,
thousand
sir.
pictures right now of white people with hunting guns at 13, 14, 15 years old. Like,
But
and
you're not
he'll say,
supposed
"Oh,
to.
it's a different type of gun." Hello, no,
hey,
no,
E,
no.
You
Hello.
realize going out
God
and
Let
damn,
me
hunting
finish,
finish. Let
nigga.
me
no, you
finish,
realize going
bro.
out and hunting wildlife is different than going out and hunting people.
It's excuse because they white.
You
Man,
realize hunting
No,
wildlife is
because
different than going to the
hold,
hood
hold,
and
hold on,
hunting people.
hold on,
And
Angry Snowman, because you're
here,
not supposed to have a loaded weapon inside of a public arena.
so man, the reason sorry, not
I called you up here. What's up?
You talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you. I put everybody in the back. I called you up here. What's up?
No, I'm just listening for now because what we talked about earlier at pass. And but if we was to talk about the Second Amendment or anything of that nature, we also got to put something in perspective. You have to be 18 years old to join the military. Say around 17, you're a junior in high school. You have to take the ASVAB. Well, normally where they would start doing that. And so for those that, do have children that are at that age, where they can teach them when they're young, a lot of times they were also taught by their parents or grandparents how to shoot as well. And it really was to either protect themselves or for survival purposes. Now, let's say, for instance, we use those situations like, say, around the time the Columbine jumped off or the Sandy Hooks and things like that. Those individual or the Uvalde, those particular situations were anomalies.
So
And
let's deal with the conversation that we was having with DC, and you said a lot of the things that he was saying were right. We just wasn't listening to him. Let's talk about that.
all right, now for that, in that case, the biggest issue is that we harp a lot on the things that we used to do. And truth be told, we were really not raised correctly around those times as well. We were raised around a lot of the parents. They were raised up in the stages of the boomer times, and then the beginning of the Me Too movement, or the Me movement, the Me era, and during that time frame, everybody was really just out for self. Drugs did kick off pretty heavily, especially crack cocaine in particular, and the way that a lot of folks were raised, Gen X, millennials, if you will, around those times, they were pretty much left to their own devices. So here, a lot of the boomers, they're all grandparents, if not, a lot older and dead. And then you have the Gen Xers and millennials, pretty much the older heads nowadays, such as myself, 80s baby. It's really is we also had to understand the things that also occurred around us while we were in those ghettos and horrible neighborhoods. and things of that nature. The tech revolution had pioneered, had crested the horizon. Apple came out in '84, the first personal computer and things of that
One
nature.
second, brother. Let me cut you off. So, what did you disagree with the things that I was saying?
To be honest with you, I didn't disagree with everything, but the thing is that you were saying a lot of things that kind of correlated with what he was saying. Just you two were saying it a little different. That was really if you ever caught in the chat, I was saying I didn't really get a chance to put some of that up there, but you were agreeing with him, but you just were just seeing a little bit of a different era. And to be honest, I just think that he just saw it in the similar lens that I was seeing it through. But
So
granted,
let
he
me
was
ask.
speaking
So
on
let me
his
ask you
own.
a question. Let me ask you a question. Would you say that
Mhm.
would you say that when it comes down to the black community, hood culture, prison culture, gang culture, pimp culture, would you say that these are a problem?
Absolutely.
Would you say that these are particularly normal within the hood?
I don't want to say every hood. I want to say that there are allowed, unfortunately, because of the fear and um, the uh, the chokehold that it has on the neighborhoods that are currently in those chokeholds today. But it's really just primarily for the fact that we don't have anybody to stand up, or we're not standing up to
Got you.
rid those things.
Gotcha, and that's what I and others is calling out is that within these hoods, within these ghettos, right? Because we're talking about a minority group within the whole, right?
Yes,
And
sir.
when we speak out about these things, we typically say in the black community, we typically say these niggas, we typically say these hoods, but then people get so sensitive about it, and then they want to be like, oh, well, the problem is that y'all left the hood, y'all not in the hood, so y'all don't have a right to speak on the hood. My thing is, I'm calling out the environment and I'm calling out the problem that is definitely within the hood that is creating a situation to where now people have to survive in fear and while they behave and do the things that they do. Would you agree or disagree?
No, my sentiments exactly. And the reason why a lot of folks leave the hood is because it it's not one person that can change the environment. It would take how I was stated earlier, it would take the entire community.
So I don't get why you are agreeing with DC and disagreeing with my premise.
Well, believe it or not, it wasn't a matter of me disagreeing with. I was only disagreeing with the fact that you two didn't understand each other. And if you notice, he was very particular and objective about what he was stating, and you were, in a sense, you threw a lot more subjectivity into that than he did. And I'll be honest with you, that was just really the only backlash that I could really say that was really there.
Got you. So when it comes down to going into these neighborhoods, or even like we're just doing right now, just speaking from a podcaster's perspective, right? Because all we are is just voices. When people hear us across the airwaves say these things, of course, I agree with him that we do indeed have responsibility, but it's up to the people in the hood to consume that knowledge and then have changed behavior so they can stop participating in those type of behaviors that they was having, and then we won't end up in cheat shirts and we won't have protests and we won't be sitting outside of courtrooms saying that this should not be happening to our children, yet we don't identify the problems within our community and address them and actually deal with them. We rather just sit back and just complain. Would you agree with that?
Oh, totally. And another thing that I also, if you don't mind me caveat, is that we talk too much. And there at one time, if the Caucasian gentleman could probably concur with this, is that they keep a lot of their conversations about their plans of action quiet, secret, away from the public and things of that nature. We vocalize it, and if we really put it in perspective, that's right there would scare the living daylights out of every living soul on this earth if we just keep to ourselves and do what we say we're going to do and just actually place actionable focus upon it.
So here's the thing: if nobody has any direction on what to do, and y'all want everybody to shut up on what's the best principles on how to accomplish a thing, how does anybody learn anything? I'll wait.
No, ma'am. It's probably misunderstood what I mean by being quiet. What I mean is that at one time you can signal a specific location or a specific time and place to be somewhere where it's that how they will have the country clubs where it's members only and things of that nature needs to be a criteria set up or things of that nature where those are serious about those changes can only really be involved and then they are also in positions to where that they can sit down and make the moves that they need to make. Similar to how let's say we take it back in time, the Continental Congress. At one point in time, they were all shut up inside this one big building, sweating, stinky, and everything. But they would not leave until they had some type of consensus when it in regards to establishing the United States of America. And that's really what I mean. It's just all a matter of being in the place with the right people and not just there with just telling our business and being on here this platform or YouTube in general, stating everything and leaving it for the enemy to come up with a plan to counteract.
So
Can I ask a question?
here's the thing, young man. Hold on, Angry Snowman. Do you
Thank
think that they got along in the congressional caucus when they were establishing the United States of America?
Historically speaking, no, not everyone. And they actually been fights and things of that nature. But the only little problem was is that really just kind of didn't matter.
But
And
okay, hold tight.
sure.
So this is the thing. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter when the naysayers have all this commentary because ultimately that's to the detriment of our society. Number one. Number two, they didn't publish the congressional meeting because they had no way to do so. However, if you watch C-SPAN and MSNBC to this day, you see them filibustering on the White House floor. It's very public. It's for everybody to hear. Black people don't want people to hear our quote unquote business because Black people are lacking. Black people are embarrassed that they have to be associated with people that are lacking. And when Black people come together and say, hey, we don't like this, this is not good for our people. It's Black people that be like, oh no, cause you gotta make excuses, cause you gotta make concessions, because
White man.
the white man is Angry Snowman for, because he's a colonizer and he's an oppressor.
Right. And the thing that I'm confused about the most is how can anything in your community ever change when everybody's more focused on how the message is delivered rather than the actual message itself?
I agree.
Every time I see one of these panels where there's a conglomerate of, Black folks sitting and discussing Black issues, if someone gets on a panel and says things the wrong way, the whole panel will lose their mind. And all they do is focus on how something was said and not what was said. And they want to continue to focus on that and steer everybody away from the issue. You can't fix the issues when you're constantly skirting and diverting everyone's attention away from what the actual issue is because how they said it hurt your feelings. And see, this is another thing that I've noticed that the Black community seems to have an issue with. They get overly emotional about everything that anybody criticizes. Everything. You can't say anything or criticize anyone that is, brown or Black anymore without them wanting to try and say that it's racist, it's coded in racism, white supremacy, or you're just a bigot.
Coonin. Don't forget that. Coonin.
Yeah, Coonin, Uncle Tommen. I mean, look, let's be real. If Black people are going to get so bent out of shape over white people saying one word when they want to be bigots themselves, then why do Black people seem to use the most racial slurs when it comes to anyone else in America?
Right.
Why is it all right for them to use racial slurs and say whatever they want
Truth,
to
that's
white
you.
people, but white people can't say nothing at all. We can't even critique. And the thing is we don't want to be involved in your guys' problems. I'm just going to keep it a buck. None of us want to be involved because honestly, none of us really give a damn.
Facts.
But now
Right.
all your problems are starting to flood into our neighborhoods and becoming our problems.
Right.
And if you guys can get it under control and it starts ruining our neighborhoods, then now we're going to have to get it under control.
So this is the thing, right? Fuck all that. I love you, Angry Snowman, but fuck all that. This ain't even about white people. I'm very much Malcolm X. By any means necessary, no matter the cause. I could give two poops if everybody hates me. I'm going to tell you that truth that your mama didn't tell you. You're in control of your penis. You're in control of where you put it. You're in control of what you do with it. You're in control of where you spill your seed, just like women are in control of their vaginas and who they let enter it and who they let spill their seeds in them. Number one. Number two, you're in control of your education because knowledge is power. That's the one thing they can't take away from you. So while everybody got time to watch a YouTube video, niggas don't even be looking at anything educational.
All right,
They don't be
preach now.
looking at anything that can improve their status in life, unless it's how to get a piece of that PPP loan money. Oh, everybody was watching the videos on that. Everybody was looking at the YouTubes on that. But go to
Amen
school,
now.
get a grant, get some education. Oh, hell no, we can't do that. That take too much time. That costs too much money. But we could get some Balenciaga. But we could get some Gucci. But we need some Louboutins. But we need a Versace robe. Versace from Temu.
And then you got grown-ass men sitting and say that they don't want to get in their children's business.
I can't be nosy with my kids, but I could be nosy with what you talk about on the panel.
I'm going to mind my own business with my kids and then wonder why the community is the way it is.
Fact.
My
Go ahead,
mom was
Marvin.
so damn nosy raising us, man. Shit,
Oh.
that shit passed down to me.
For
God
real,
damn it,
dude.
shit.
And look, I thank my mom for being nosy because it kept me out of trouble.
Shit. Yeah, I want to address something. Angry Snowman said something earlier. So, Angry Snowman, you said something about children shouldn't have. They shouldn't have fire. Well, teenagers shouldn't have firearms. Correct.
I said yes. That the teenagers should not be walking around the city streets with pistols on them. That's not normal behavior.
The rights to bear arms shall not be infringed, sir.
When you're 18 years old and an adult and not under your parents' care.
The Constitution, it does not say that in the Constitution, good sir. The right to bear arms shall not be infringed, sir. As long as you are a responsible gun owner, you should be able to walk around with any firearm you fucking want to.
The law in all 50 states in America state that in order for you to have a handgun, you must be 21 years of age.
Well, okay, so you do have men out there. I give you a good example. Kyle Rittenhouse, he was able to walk around with a firearm that could probably be.
You had a rifle.
He had a rifle
that could to be in possession of, sir. The age limit by law to be in possession of rifles is in some states 17 years old, some states 16 years old. They have different regulations on different style weapons. Hunting shotguns, hunting rifles, 17 years old, some states 16 years old. He was he was within his lawful rights, but all 50 states state that you have to be 21 years old in order to be in possession of a handgun. Look it up. All 50 states.
Oh, I understand the law. I understand the law. Shall not be infringed.
Look, I'm all about the shall not be infringed. But look, my house is not a democracy. My house is communist as fuck. My kids do what I tell them to do. My kids aren't going to be walking around with guns. And they most certainly are not going to be walking around unsupervised with guns. That is the dumbest shit on the planet. Parents allowing their kids to walk around unsupervised. Look, I'll even give you the shall not be infringed argument. But if that's your argument, then you as a parent should be out there with your kids supervising everything they're doing with that firearm until they become adults.
I agree with you, Angus Snow, man. I agree with you.
Can I ask
Go
you
ahead,
one?
sir.
Yeah, I wanted to. So you agree with him now?
No, I said I agree with him. I agree with him.
Oh,
I can't defeat the argument. So,
well, why would you think it's reasonable for a child to be walking around with a firearm?
well, I had a firearm when I was a child, and I was responsible. I learned how to shoot, all that proper firearm etiquette through my grandfather, uncles, all that shit.
So because of your own anecdotal experience, that you were walking around with a
Well,
fire.
you just asked me about why do I think, and I just gave you my anecdotal experience.
that's
So
what-
you just gonna say fuck that, right? Just say fuck that.
No, you ain't let me complete what I was saying. So calm down. I wasn't saying screw it. I was saying because of that is
Don't tell me to calm down, sir. Respectfully, of course.
Hey, real quick, look at what my son's going to be doing this summer.
All right. So because of that's
Learning
amazing.
how to read and write in cursive.
So because of experience, that gave you reason that it would be okay for a child to be walking around with a firearm illegally?
Well, technically, it wasn't illegally when I had my firearm on it. So,
Huh?
I was hunting. I did a lot of hunting when I was a younger man. So hunting squirrels, raccoons, fucking
Yeah,
deer,
and you can hunt
so
as
on,
young
so
as
on.
12 years old and have a rifle as long as you're in the care of your parents and have adult supervision.
So
Like me, when I was 12 years old, I took a hunter safety course and I used to go out hunting.
So you was in the care of your parents, like Stone.
Yes.
So you wasn't by yourself.
No.
Oh,
Here we go. We talking about they had white people you show up to school with rifles, and now we gonna act like it's just crazy.
I went to school with white folks. They had their shotgun on the back of the pickup truck.
in the back of their truck. Yeah, they tell, and then they gonna say they
But
was
you know what? You know what's crazy,
Hold
man?
on,
None of those shotguns or rifles
land it.
ever made it into the
Hold
school.
on. Let me at least land what I'm saying. The point that I'm saying is we villainize the little black boy in his environment with a gun, and then we champion the white boy in his environment with guns. These are still kids with guns.
Do you understand the difference between kids that are being reared by their parents and taught properly how to maintain and handle guns and under adult supervision while doing so, as opposed to kids that just go grab a gun off of some dude on a street corner or a back alley somewhere so he has something to protect himself and walk around the street with? You realize there's a massive difference there, right?
Yeah, one black and one white. That's the difference. That's the point that I keep trying to tell y'all. Like, it's easy to demonize
Just remember,
what black
I just
people
want to
do.
point out that it's people like you, Either Man, that make it a black and white issue when it comes
I
to
know.
people
It is
dropping
making
a reel, telling you the truth about things.
Yeah, it's cool. I'm gonna make it a black and white issue because, like I said, I hate when other races get up here and start acting like they don't do the same shit that we've been accused of. That's the problem I have. And then y'all say, "Well, he was in the woods."
You don't see a bunch of feral white kids running around shooting up trailer parks, Either Man.
That's bullshit.
Quit acting like you do.
That's
you
what I'm
don't
saying.
see
Y'all
gangs,
act
you
like
don't see gangs of white people going out having these teen takeovers. You don't see gangs of white people going out and pulling out blickies on
white people. Don't kill each other. This
But you sure see them shooting up schools though. I'm just saying.
You're right. And you know what, 3-man podcast, I'm going to give you that. And I'm not going to deny it. But you know what you don't see white people doing? You don't see white people advocating and supporting the kid that shot up a school and making excuses for why the kid shot up a school. We sit and we absolutely
that white boy
look
shot
down
up that
and
black
turn
church.
our back on people like that.
That white boy shot up that black church, and guess what? We seen a whole bunch of white people championing it. That's what I'm saying is that
Nobody was calling Dylan Roof a hero.
They stopped. The police stopped and got him Burger King. How you gonna tell me they didn't champion him?
The white community
I
was
have
not
not
sitting and saying that what he did was right or self-defense or anything of that matter. They called him out for what he did. They prosecuted him,
Y'all don't
and then they
call
let
me
it go.
out.
They didn't. You didn't see white people
So
out rioting
so
because some
E-Man.
white
When's
dude
the
got
last
arrested
time you
for
got
shooting up a
Burger
church.
King when you got arrested? I
So
wait.
so E-Man, where were the protests at then
White
for
people don't
Dylan Roof?
protest like that
No, we're
unless they buy into black people.
We
Protesting is
don't.
black people stuff.
bullshit. Where
That's a
was the
fact.
protest
That's a
against
fact.
for him being
Like that
locked up?
E-Man and explain January 6th.
Yeah,
That wasn't a damn protest. That's what I'm saying. Like, okay, all right. So the point that I'm trying to help y'all understand, I could take situations, and if I change the race, y'all ideology change. Do kids supposed to have guns and pictures, or kids don't supposed to have guns and pictures? And you say their environment's different. Yeah, one black, one white. Obviously, they got different environments. What are we talking about?
One's under the supervision of their parents and one isn't. That's the difference.
And that's the crazy part. Like, y'all act like they ain't never been to the damn trailer park, and you telling me a whole bunch of kids running around unsupervised at the
When's the
trailer park.
When's the last time you saw a drive? When's the last time you saw a drive-by in a trailer park?
So you said people don't kill people at the trailer park? Or is that?
When is it? You tell me the last time you saw a news report of a drive-by in a trailer park.
So you telling me a racist news decided not to talk about white people?
Tell me the last time you saw a news report of a
The
drive-by
news
in a
report
trailer park.
literally targets because they understand that
I
black
guarantee
people
you, I could pull up
fail.
a news report of a drive-by in the hood that happened yesterday. I could bet you there's one that happened today somewhere.
That's what the point that I keep telling you is we don't see white people on the news.
Long stroking.
I want y'all to like. We really got to stop. This is really petty and childish. Because at the end of the day, there might not be drive-bys in the white neighborhoods, but what there absolutely is in the white neighborhoods is white people deleting their children. What there absolutely is in the white neighborhoods is white boys deleting their parents. What there absolutely is in the white neighborhoods is a whole bunch of crimes in the trailer parks and everything else. So every community, every culture,
You're right. There is.
every culture has
the
their
difference
thing.
I'm trying to make, Raw, is you ain't going to see a panel full of white people sitting up and advocating on why it's okay and justified for that shit to happen.
Well, you know what? That's not really true because there's a lot of white people sitting there trying to justify what's her name? Mackenzie Shrilla, and how she shouldn't be in jail for the rest of her life, even though she crashed a car into a building and deleted 2 little white boys.
What's the white man? Hold on, because this is.
Hey, look, if she deleted some kids because she crashed her car into her, that's vehicular manslaughter. Go to jail just like everybody else.
What's the white man who's running around calling black people nigga and shot to somebody? What's his name? I done seen a whole bunch of white people advocating that he ain't did nothing wrong, and Angry Snowman go act like they don't advocate for people doing wrong.
well,
so you telling me?
I'll say this.
They did a whole GoFundMe. Hello, they did a whole GoFundMe to support his BS.
Wow.
There's a lot of
he can't use that. He can't use that GoFundMe. So. No, shout out to the white man.
It's not about that. He's advocating that white people don't support dysfunction.
Hold up, y'all. Raw's trying to say something. Go ahead, baby.
There's a bunch of sycophants in all races. So that is belaboring the point, and it's taking away from the substance of the conversation. The reality is that no children should be able to freely run around with weapons, especially when there is no clear-cut agenda, if that child has been trained appropriately with said weapon. Do I believe that the Asian man should have deleted that little boy? No. Do I believe that he should have gotten away with the crime that he committed? Absolutely not. However, this is our criminal justice system. My thing is, what is the people going to do? Because George Zimmerman is still running around this bitch. And all these thugs and all these gangsters, ain't nobody body that man yet. Now, I'm not saying anybody should, but what I'm saying is y'all will quickly body each other. But ain't nobody body him. Just like ain't nobody gonna do nothing to that Asian man either. Nope. So black people want to sit there and fight and argue with each other, but when somebody do something to the community, everybody all of a sudden want to act like a bitch. Everybody want to bitch up and be so silent. What we talk about here?
Thank you. That was the whole premise against DC's ideology, is that when it comes down to it, there is no more one community, one goal. Because as much as everybody bitch moan and complain about George Zimmerman, ain't nobody went to did nothing. But a nigga stepped on another nigga's shoe and he ended up going to kill not just him but his whole family because of a
Nigga
damn shoe.
moment. Nigga moment.
But what do we say? That's normal in hood culture. Go ahead, Marvin. You've been trying to talk for a minute. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Thank you. As I've been listening, so I don't know if anyone ever heard of the Dunning-Kruger effect or
Yeah.
cognitive dissonance and things of that nature, or even the Munchausen syndrome.
Munchausen's.
Yeah, Munchausen. Sorry, I lived in Europe for a while. Sounds a little different. Um, those things, we kind of echo chamber a lot of that, you know, that defecation and that vomit, on so many levels, and we don't really actually take in consideration that, we're judging the entire groups or communities or nodes in itself off of individuals, not realizing that these individuals in themselves have, full autonomy to think and feel and believe whatever they choose to do, and the choices that they made happen. You know that the actions that they made happen. That's really was on them. Now, it's not to say that no one probably had not played a part. I mean, that's also the same as a person that may have chose to, quiet themselves, or delete themselves, how people be saying. It's just these still choices that the individual make. And what we would have to do is to learn how to communicate with each other and inquire about each other, and understand what is the true intent of each other's hearts. So that way that, a lot of these things could be prevented. Maybe that young man, would have had someone to hear them out, or perhaps who knows, maybe he was hungry and he just didn't have any money and just didn't have the heart to ask the cashier. It's just
And
small things like that.
I hear what you're saying, right? Especially when it comes to communication. But what I'm saying is, and I don't know if anybody want to disagree with me or not, but if they want to, they can. That begins at the home.
Yes, sir.
Communication begins in the home.
I
And the
agree.
lack of parenting, this is what the result is. So where now we actually have to get up here and we have to have these conversations. Them Leos in the chat says the GoFundMe shows the support Chud got by his fellow white people, and the Give Sam Go shows the support that Carmelo got from his fellow black people. This is why you have a lot of people run around on social media saying that white people need to get stabbed. This is why you have a lot of people running around with shirts on that say "fuck around, find out." This is why they say, "Oh, you better be careful. Don't say that white T person, or you're gonna get Austin Metcalf." Are we
Right.
going to talk? If we're going to talk about the psychology, let's talk about the problem. But at the end of the day, guess what? If white people are racist, can black people be racist? The answer is yes, and people don't want to admit to that fact.
Very true.
Thank you.
I think the biggest point is this young man got racially profiled in the store. They said he thought he was stealing. They did all these things, and they went to go try to find a reason to justify killing this man. And the crazy part about it, I hear people saying these things on this panel. Maybe his parents should have did something different so this Asian man didn't racially profile him. That is
You're missing.
outrageous.
Okay, I don't want to go back and forth with you, but I will. You're missing the premise of the point. No one's dislodging the idea, or no one's dislodging the thought that what happened to this young man by this Asian man was wrong. Would you agree to that?
Yeah, but it's nothing that his parents could have stopped
Hold on,
from the Asian man being
stop that.
biased.
Again, and you're missing. I'm sorry, I'm yelling. You're missing the whole precipice of why it is this conversation is happening. I get what you're saying, Eda Man, but listen to what I'm saying. What is the problem if there is a such mindset that it's normal or it's understood that just because of the environment that a person comes from, they would have to carry a gun? Can we address the environment? I'm not talking about the fact that the Asian man profiled him or shot him. We already know the end result of that. But can we talk about why it is that in some, not all, hoods, that it's, oh, man, it's normal for a 14-year-old to be walking around with a gun? Because
that's the point that I'm telling you.
Because protection.
Listen, I'm telling you, if I go to the suburbs, people are carrying guns. This is the point.
I'm not talking about the suburbs, though.
That's the point, though. You're literally trying to isolate the hood and say, why do he got guns in the hood when people got guns everywhere?
Let me ask you a question. How many drive-bys happen in the suburbs?
You're not going to listen
I don't even understand why we talking about drive-bys, because this is not a drive-by situation.
So then why are we talking about guns in the suburbs?
No, because you keep kids. Dude, you're lying when you say the kids are walking around the suburbs with guns like it's a normal day. That is a lie, and you know it.
So three. You said you from zone 3, right? 3. 3.
Yes.
In the suburbs in Georgia, do kids have guns?
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. We
Okay,
just
cool.
fucking
So
talking.
no.
Like, people don't know what the hell they talking about.
Eat a man. So are there drive-bys? Oh, okay. What's the reason that a kid in the suburbs will be carrying a gun?
They like guns.
Okay, cool. Now, what's the reason that a kid will be carrying a gun in the hood?
Because they like guns.
Bullshit. They say that they say it's for. I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to be yelling. You know they say it's for protection.
Let's stop yelling. This is supposed to be
better. Why you yelling, nigga?
Supposed to be
better than me.
You know that.
Remember, we black.
You know that it's an understood notion that in the hood, niggas carry guns for protection. You know that. Okay.
Well, you did say that yesterday, E-Man.
You don't know that, Will.
He dropped off. Hey, Third, how many kids in Georgia is running around doing drive-bys or running around with their gun when they going in the store?
What, like you talking about the suburbs?
And wherever 3 is, whatever third section is, third sector.
I'll be real with you, bro. Last I remember, it wasn't a lot of drive-bys like that. Niggas just walk up on you.
Okay.
Like Summer Hill, niggas just walk up on you. They ain't really gonna do no drive-by. They gonna walk up on your ass.
First of all, I don't see liquor stores in suburbs with niggas standing outside them. I don't see gas stations in the suburbs with niggas hanging around in the gas station saying I got 2 for $5 purple top, or I got that rock on me, or I got that bag on me. I don't see
bootleg DVDs and CDs and shit.
But I see in the hood, that they hanging out and they got a table inside the gas station, and the damn owner of the gas station or the clerk is just like, oh, he's just here, man. Like, what are we talking about? And I appreciate either man bringing that, but at the end of the day, you're talking about an unimaginable thing that's not true. The things that the reason that a kid will be carrying it. Listen, a lot of kids that I came up with, the reason that they was carrying guns in the hood is because they was dealing,
slinging dope,
buying, they was slinging, or they was gang banging.
Right.
Period. I don't see nobody gang banging in the suburbs. They gang bang in the suburbs?
I've never seen it.
Low key, some do.
Yeah, they do.
They do.
It might happen, but it's not
on a large enough scale, bro.
Oh, okay.
Like
look, I'll even concede and say, yeah, it may happen.
Oh, okay.
But it doesn't. It's not happening to the extent that it's happening in the hood.
So niggas is in the suburbs standing outside the damn door of the gas station, and they out there, and it's about 5 or 6 of them out there. They out there drinking brews and selling dope and playing loud music and cooking chicken on the damn sidewalk. That's what you're telling me. That's what going on in the suburbs.
No, so in the suburbs, how their gangbanging goes is they get together before school. They be chilling in the parking lot at the school. They be getting all their product together, and then they be selling all the product in the school. What happens to the suburb with the gangbanging is they're going to go to the party that's popping off, and then they're going to take over the party. They're going to turn up. And depending on where you are, because let's not forget the Poughkeepsie tapes. Poughkeepsie is very much the suburbs.
So I'm trying to understand, why is it that in the suburbs, we don't have people out here broadcasting, look, It's normal for thugs to be walking around in the hood, walking up and down the street until 6 o'clock in the morning, shooting gun. I'm sorry, in the suburbs, do y'all hear gunshots like that? Do y'all hear loud niggas driving up and down the street banging music? Do y'all see kids? Come on, man. You're not gonna
The only
sit
place
here
I
and
ever heard and saw that shit was in the hood.
Marvin, what up?
No, the suburbs, they be banging the music loud. They do.
I'm
I'm not
just.
gonna hold you.
I've been shot one time, and the reason why I was laughing earlier at Angry Snowman, but I've been shot one time, and it was the drive-by in the trailer park. So,
Oh, you got me, dude. You got me.
so
Yeah.
that was the only
I
time.
take it all back. I take it all back.
So that's the reason I was laughing. I was trying to hold that shit in, Angry Snowman, but I
Yo,
was like, damn.
yo,
Mr. Super Predator, go
real
ahead.
quick. What's happening? So here's the perspective that nobody's talking about, right? At one point in time, it looked like in the video, the childs were going to, were attempting to like search the boy, right? They would have searched him, but the fact that he had that thing on him, he didn't want to be searched, so he fled the scene. Now, if that thing wouldn't have been on him, he could have gotten a quick pat down and been on his way, and he would still be around. But because that thing was on him, he was likely scared and intimidated. It was like, no, if they feel that on me, it's going to turn into some more problems that I'm not trying to get into.
Oops.
But the
fact
child
that at
should have just
14,
called the police, though, for real.
Put this red back on.
they should have. They should have done a lot of things, but I'm thinking of the reasons why the boy is no longer with us because of the multiple misunderstandings and the complications that that gun presents. If the 14-year-old wasn't in an environment where he felt like he needed a gun, nor was he in an environment that accepted him having the gun on him, he would likely still be here. And we need to accept that and own that as a community.
Oh no, according
Right.
to Eda, man, it happens all the time.
I definitely agree, and if you don't mind me interjecting,
Go
that
ahead.
also goes into the account where why did the cashier had a firearm with him? Because probably the similar sentiment as the young man. Now, if we also put this in perspective. Every neighborhood, black neighborhood, white neighborhood, it's not the same in America. They all have similar attributes, when it comes to how they carry themselves culturally and things of that nature, but they are not the same. Like, let's say, for instance, we take this same scenario back in the early 90s. It could be a similar situation where that maybe the roles were reversed. Maybe the young man would have actually instead, did the firing, things of that nature. It's just not to downplay this unfortunate result, but it's just the times are also contributed to the changes that we are currently experiencing, and especially for our young ones. We never really grew up with the idea of thinking that we didn't speak with when we enter an establishment, or we didn't go into a place with the mind state of at least those that have been raised with some type of with some decency, where we just could, at least show them that we're not a threat of some sort, being that they, may be on charge, or just full of angst, regarding their particular disposition, working in a place like that and having to fear that their lives they may be taken, things of that nature, it's just, it would have been a benefit to ward ourselves as, as decent people and show that by our actions as well.
So here's the thing. You know how you show yourself as a decent person? Making sure your kids got money in their pocket before they leave their house. Bottles of water cost what? 69 cents a bottle? They went to Sam's Club, Walmart, Costco's, got a whole pallet full of water. And they selling them pallets full of water to you for the expensive $2.19 a bottle for something that cost them 69 cents. You mean tell me that it was worth it to delete a child for 69 cents? You mean tell me that child's parents should have made sure they had enough money that they could go buy water when they out in the street, or make sure they got water in the house so the kid can take a couple bottles of water with him wherever he go?
Well, water's free out of the tap anyway. I mean, just saying.
No disrespect, sir. Not a lot of people drink water out the tap these days. But
I drink water out of the tap.
Yes, money, the fashioner, money. Because we live in a society that costs money. Can't nobody accuse you of stealing if you go into the store and you got money and you buying what you buying.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to sit. Look, I'm agree with Raw and say that.
Let me play this video right quick. So this is the video of him being inside the store. That's him right there in the red hoodie. Hopefully y'all can see this. Let me make this solo screen so y'all can see it. All right, so that's him right there in the red hoodie. Y'all can't see my mouse on the screen. There y'all can. That's him right there in the red hoodie. And I guess this is either one of the clerks or his wife or something like that.
I think that's the wife. Hurry up and buy.
So she's asking him, I guess she's asking him, do you got anything in your pockets, anything you're not supposed to have, all this, that, and the other? He had, somebody got background music going on. All right, so she's asking him, do he got, now I'm gonna ask y'all, because apparently they said that the gun was on him on his hip, right? Had he not had that gun on his hip and he would have just turned out his pockets, lifted up his shirt, which I don't think they had a right to ask him, but at the same time, she's a store owner or the clerk or whatever. This all could have prevented had he just proven he didn't steal nothing. But at the same time, I get it. You don't have a right to be seizured or searched by anyone, especially that's not an official. Would y'all agree?
Yep.
Yeah, but also
in a private establishment, he could do that. He can do that in a private establishment. That's
also. So this is after she was actually, whoever said hurry up and buy is hilarious, because she was actually on that type. She was on that type of time though. She was following him around the store, so she was profiling. Clearly, we're not going to put that past them. She was following him, and so this is after that, and so she watched him take out the water bottles. I don't know if she was able to fully see him put it back. All she saw from her angle, from her perspective, was likely the door opened and him pull stuff out of the case. And so now she's questioning him about it. Yeah.
But here's my thing. I'm not disagreeing with either man that he was profiled. He was clearly profiled. But my question is, all the way up leading up to here, that kid walked into the store with no intention to buy anything, and he had a gun on him. Now, let me pull this down. Let me get back up here for just 1 second. Can we talk about that?
Yes.
Right. Absolutely.
Having the damn gun. That's why.
Because that's what causes the complications. That's ultimately what causes all the complications. Because like you said, and like I pointed out earlier, he could have just turned out his pockets when he was questioned. He could have lifted up his shirt so she could see, or they could have given him a quick pat down. The fact that he had the thing on him is why he was so nervous. And as soon as he got out of the store, he started running away. You know what I mean? Which made them presume that he probably actually took something out of the store, which isn't unreasonable for a store owner to think.
Yeah, Willie, is you coming up here to argue with me? Wall Street Willie.
For the diamonds.
Is you coming up here to argue with me?
I would hope not. I would hope not.
What's up, Wall Street Willie?
What's good, fellas?
What you got, Wall Street Willie? You better
you don't see me up here, Wall Street Willie. I will drop your ass in the bed.
Hey, so think about your blood pressure. No yelling, but think about your blood pressure, bro.
I'm gonna try not to.
Shit, I'm gonna take my blood pressure for you, bro. Hold on, let me take this bitch.
You heard me, bro?
I'm on turmeric and garlic. My doctor told me watch my pressure, so I don't be turning up like I used to.
So
can we agree though that if you're a kid and you're out living a life doing dirt, that you shouldn't be surprised when and if someone decides to cash your check?
That's correct.
Absolutely.
I mean, seriously, if you're out
Yeah, but
living
that's
in
us
that
coming.
element, how can you be surprised, or how can you act like it's a surprise when your child isn't there no more because you didn't try and attempt to stop them from doing what they were doing?
So should anybody be surprised if his parents put some some chains on the door of that establishment and burn it to the ground with the people inside? Should anybody be surprised?
Nope.
Nope.
Mm.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, you wouldn't necessarily be surprised, but that's not
Hey
right.
Marvin, respectfully, you gotta speak into your mic, brother. I think you're on your
Oh, my
phone.
apologies.
Your
Excuse me.
microphone may be blocking something.
My sincerest apologies. To be honest with you, like the good Lord said, revenge is His, and with the true intent of maintaining an objective mindset, hopefully that does bring the parents a little bit of solace. However, it in the same sense, where we're now wanting to punish parents for the crimes that a lot of these young folks are doing at these schools, we also have to consider the fact that this is also now punishment for not being in our child's lives a little bit better than
No, that's
we
that's
care
the
No,
ourselves.
no, no, no,
it's
no, no,
not a
no. You talk about that old school shit. Remember when we was talking about how parents should raise their kids? Y'all said
facts.
that was also so
Absolutely.
it's old school to believe in the Bible that God said vengeance is mine. I'm talking about the real world. I'm talking about the current. This is why them parents hate y'all nowadays, right? Because if somebody do something to my kids, I'm not waiting on God.
Hold on one second.
I I can't
Let
agree
me
with that.
address a comment. Let me address a comment in the chat right quick. Someone said it. Can you read that right quick so I can find this post?
How do we know the pew pew wasn't planted by the store owners? They ran his pockets after they shot him.
Absolutely. So, all right. So there is the post with him with the gun, and there is the post with the gun. So if that's the same gun that they found on him, that is the gun. Which we heard this in the live. We heard this in the trial. I mean, we heard this in the live stream during the trial. That is the gun recovered that was by his body, and that is the same gun that is in his Instagram post. So how do you plant a gun on someone if he posted this 2 days prior? You can't. I can't put something on you that you already got. Can we all agree to that?
I could put it in you.
That's it.
Oh,
Hey,
okay, cool.
That's
hey,
I'm
Will,
just making sure.
just a quick question, Will. Just a quick question. How far was the gun away from, his from him, his body?
Don't know.
Okay, never talked about that. Okay.
What I do know is that that's the same gun that he had in that Instagram. But he said it doesn't look like a cheap weapon. I know it's not. So what I do know is that was the same gun that he was posting on Instagram. That's what I do know. The real question is,
How
why do
14-year-old afford that gun?
huh?
How 14-year-old afford that gun?
I mean, last time I checked to get a mounted laser on a handgun, it was pretty expensive.
Now, did they ever was the gun legally bought or was it illegal firearm?
You're asking all the wrong questions, sir, because at the end of the day, why does a 14-year-old have a gun? Now, someone come out of their mouth and say it's normal. Please.
Yo, that is so funny.
Thank you.
If you
Do you see my point? This is why what DC was saying earlier, and even what Edelman was bringing, is bullshit. So what if the gun was bought legally? Can a 14-year-old buy a gun legally? Sorry, I'm not supposed to be yelling. Can a 14-year-old buy a gun legally? Can a 14-year-old get a gun and register to them?
Hey, Will, you still yelling, bro?
Who knows?
You still yelling, Will?
I apologize. Can a 14-year-old get a gun and register to them legally?
At a Texas gun show, who knows? But my only issue is the kid was shot in the back. I have an issue with that. Right?
Not just say that.
Why you can't yell no more, Will? What's going on?
Because all this gun talk, I could I could respect it if you felt like your life was in danger. Your life isn't in danger if you shoot someone in the back.
Yo, why you not supposed to be yelling?
Excuse me.
Yo, this nigga sell about to power up like the fucking Goku.
Can I ask you a question? Can a 14-year-old legally possess a gun?
Nope. I don't believe so.
Can a 14-year-old get her gun registered to them?
I don't believe so.
Why is a 14-year-old in possession of a gun?
Because he's a badass 14-year-old.
How does he get access to the gun?
Stolen, borrowed from a friend, million different reasons.
So why
So
are you asking
it's
questions?
not his parents' responsibility.
Whether it's his parents' responsibility or not, my first issue is with him being shot
Wait,
in the
stop.
back.
Wait. No, we need a yes or no on that. Is it his
Yeah.
parents' responsibility
No.
that he?
Yes.
It's not his.
Yes.
Well,
If you're saying his parents' responsibility to the point where they should be held fully liable for
No,
whatever
that's
he
not the
does,
question.
no.
That's not the question. The question is, should his parents know what's going on in his life at 14 years old? That their child has a gun.
Thank you all for your time. You all have a good night.
Appreciate you,
course.
Thank you, Marvin. You as well.
Okay. With
Of
that being
course, they
said,
should know, right? If their child has porn under the
I
bed.
said it. We said it. What? No one said anything about corn, sir. We're talking about a gun.
I didn't mean to say it. My fault.
Got you. So before you continue, let me go to Blanca. What up, though, Poppy? What's happening,
It's
my G?
okay.
What y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all feeling today?
Good, man. I like your setup, bro. I've been seeing you these past couple of weeks.
Hey man, I'm about to start taking this shit serious and make a couple dollars out of it too.
There you go.
But yo, Sell, you on some bullshit, my nigga.
Here
I'm
you
gonna
go.
keep 100 with you again.
Nah, yeah, remember, I'm not supposed to be yelling. So is that why you came up here to fuck with me?
Hey, Raw, if I send a 15, can I get this nigga to yell if I send a 15, Raw?
Absolutely.
Shit, I'm doing it right now. Go ahead.
All right, so Poppy, what bullshit am I on?
You know that Chinese nigga, bro, you murked that boy, my nigga. I don't understand why you south. I don't understand what is the focus so much on homie having a gun, which is illegal, but he doesn't deserve to take his life taken away.
Correct.
No, bro, he chased them down. This is the Trayvon Martin situation all over again, bro.
Don't disrespect Trey. Don't disrespect Trayvon Martin's whole entire life, because Trayvon Martin had a damn can of Arizona iced tea and some Skittles. Like, stop! Y'all got to stop making these wild ass comparisons. Go ahead, yell. You can yell.
Hey, Poppy. Hey, Poppy, put your hands up,
ahead,
bro.
boss.
What you mean this is Trayvon Martin situation all over again, bro? That ain't
I'm
got
gonna
shit
tell
to
you
do with
why.
it.
I'll tell you
How?
why.
How?
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Because he was like on Trayvon Martin situation, that man was ordered to no follow that boy, right? In this situation right here, he chased the man 100+ yards, bro. Like come on, family. Like, yo, if you okay with a Chinese man clapping that boy, that can happen to your kid. That can happen to your nephew. That can happen to my kid, my nephew. When the boy, okay, let me ask you this, Sel. Did the boy steal anything?
No, continue down that motherfucking line of thinking. You know I love you, but continue down that line of thinking. Don't ask me a question because
No. I gotta ask you.
Go ahead. What's your question?
My question is, do you think it is okay for somebody to chase you down the store a football field length?
Nope.
When you ain't steal nothing?
Nope.
There you go.
Okay, now let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
Poppy Blanco, how tall are you?
I'm only 6 feet tall.
Okay, you're 6 feet tall. I'm 5'11". Poppy Blanco, how much you weigh?
I'm only 165, 170 soaking wet.
All right, cool. 100, 170, right? Let's just give you that. I'm 270, 275, right? Let me ask you this
I got
question.
these hands, boy. These hands are killers right here.
I'm glad you got the hands, right? So let's say you're walking down the street and I call on the phone and I say, hey, Shanique, what's going on? I call on the phone and I say, hey, excuse me, I have a report to make. There's a young black man with dreadlocks. He's walking in this neighborhood. He's not supposed to be here. And they say, whatever you do not follow that young man. I say, well, I don't think he's supposed to be here. I'm going to go ahead and follow him. And they say, well, you're not supposed to follow that young man. Please do not follow him. And I hang up the phone. I go follow you, right? So then in the midst of me following you, turn around, you say, hey, bro, what the fuck you following me for, my nigga? Like at the end of the day, why you pressing me, boss? And I'm like, hey, well, you're not supposed to be here. So then me and you, we get to throwing hands. Now you said you got them hands, right? You 6 feet. You got them hands, so you faster than me. I'm 5'11", I'm 270, right? So you beating my ass, right? Let's say you bashing my head on the concrete, but I have to hold on, stop. I'm only giving you the facts. Let's say You're bashing my head on the concrete, and I have a gun. Do I have a right to shoot you?
No.
Shut the fuck up, Willie. Willie, shut the fuck up. My question is to Poppy. Poppy, do I have a right to shoot you?
You got the right to choose you, but you in the wrong. I'm gonna tell you
No,
why.
no,
Because
wait,
you was
wait,
already
wait,
told
wait, hold
not
on.
to advise not to
just
follow
answer-
the boy.
I got you, but let's answer this question. You're bashing my head on the concrete. Do I have a right to shoot you if I have a gun?
If you wasn't the aggressor, yes. But that
George
boy was
Zimmerman-
the aggressor, man.
George
Zimmerman was the aggressor, bro.
George
That's the point they're
Zimmerman,
missing.
and that's why he got off. And I'm gonna tell you why he got off, because it ended up in the jury of 12, and that jury of 12 looked at the law, and it stated that if your life is in immediate danger, you believe your life is in danger. I'm gonna ask you again, Poppy Blanco. I'm gonna ask you this. I'm gonna add something to it. You're bashing my head on the concrete. Can you kill me?
Possibly, yes.
So my life is in danger. I have a gun. You don't. Can I defend my life?
Yes, but you
And if I
got
shoot you-
sell.
and if-
You give up that right when you was told, advised not to follow the boy. Let the police handle it, bro.
Great. Now let me ask you this question: Is a
At the
dispatcher?
bare minimum, that's manslaughter, brother.
Is a dispatcher? Can a dispatcher give you a lawful order?
No, they cannot do it.
Thank you. So what the
They
heck
can
are we
make you
talking
aware of the
about?
law.
A dispatcher cannot give you a lawful order. They
They can
can't.
make you aware of the law.
Wall Street Willie, that does not remove the fact that a dispatcher cannot give you a fucking lawful order.
Not correct.
Okay, so
wait.
all the dispatcher said was, sir, you should not follow him. You cannot follow him. And he can say, fuck you, I'm following this nigga.
Right.
Because the dispatcher cannot give you a lawful order. Now, all the way up until
Sell,
he
stay
pulled
right there,
back-
Sell.
Sure.
Sell, stay right there.
Give me a
And listen,
second.
I'm sorry to cut you off, bro, but because
you good, you good.
if I let you continue, I'm gonna forget the point. But
Mhm.
Sell, as soon as he hang up the phone and
Yes.
decide to follow Buddy,
Yes.
at that point, I believe he should be liable for something. It might not be M1, it might not be M2, it should be voluntary manslaughter. Can you at least agree with me that he shouldn't did that and that boy would still be alive today, bro?
I believe had George Zimmerman not followed Trayvon Martin, he would still be alive to this day. I also believe that if Trayvon Martin's ass was in the house with his parents, that his ass would have been alive too. I'm not going to step away from that point. How old was Trayvon Martin?
17, I believe.
He was old enough to
17, right?
walk to the store to get some Skittles.
Okay, cool. He was old enough to walk to the store to get some Skittles, right? And his parents, at what time of night was this again? Because it was at nighttime.
9, 10.
He was like
Okay.
between 9 and 10.
9, 10 o'clock at night.
To
His
remind
parents,
you, hold on, Sel. I think this is important.
yeah.
And I might be wrong on this one because the case happened so long, but I think it was like a summertime. I mean, they was off school, right?
Okay.
Am I right on that?
It
I
happened
believe so.
around February, actually. I think it was winter.
You think so?
All right. So
But
it's
he was
nighttime.
on break. That's why he was at his
It
dad's
was,
house.
that's what I'm saying.
So
It
there
was
was
a
no
sort of break
school.
going
Hold
on.
on.
That's
Where
what
was his dad? Where was his dad at?
His dad was home
So
He
why
was
his
at home.
dad driving to the store?
because
Yo,
a
Sel,
part of
that's a terrible.
hold on. As a
Because
father
you're-
of boys, a part of helping them establish their manhood should be, right? Something as small as allowing them to walk to the store.
I'm gonna promise not to yell at y'all no more. So when it comes down to it,
I send that 20, let it go, player.
sending
go.
your child, sending your child to the store at 9, 10 o'clock at night at 17 years old, is there a potentiality of danger?
It's danger everywhere,
There's
but
a
the
potential
probability.
danger in your
Wait,
home.
as long as we can agree on that. As
Your
long as
son
we-
Hold could
Hold
fall
on,
in
Sel,
on
but
your
you
home.
cannot use
not
that,
blaming-
bro. That's a terrible
I'm
point.
not
that was
blaming.
bad.
Hold on,
Ooh, bro.
wait. I'm not blaming the father in this. I think that's what y'all try to think. I think that's what y'all think I'm trying to do. I'm not blaming the father. That's not what I'm doing. What I'm saying is that when it comes down to it, George Zimmerman should not have followed that boy, but he did. That's a fact that we can agree on, right?
The end.
Okay. Now, once he did follow that boy, if somewhere in between there, they got into a fist fight. Agree or disagree?
I'm sorry. Repeat that one more time, boss.
Somewhere after he hung up the phone, somewhere in between him following that boy and that boy getting shot, they end up getting into a fist fight.
Yes, but hold on. Can I add something to it?
Sure.
The thing is, and this is not even listening. I got this from lawyers, right?
Yeah.
I heard TLA talking about it, and also the mother of my kids, she's a lawyer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bro, the thing is, when it comes to cases like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bro, they men don't talk. So what I'm trying to say is very simple. George Zimmerman and his lawyer, they painted the whole picture how the quote unquote entire case went down.
Absolutely.
We don't know if it was a fist fight, like yo, let's squabble up. For all we know, and this is where you wrong. We obviously
Okay.
the man got off, so obviously technically you're right. But what I'm trying to say
Okay.
is he followed the man, right?
Mhm.
For all we know, he started whooping his ass. What's his name? Trayvon Martin regained his composure, clap him, start hitting him, and then he pull out that pistol and did what he have to do. You see what I'm saying?
So
And
do
look,
you
But the
there's 2
reason why
points
we
I
get
want to
to hear,
make real
hold on.
quick.
The
th-
only reason that we get to hear the story from one side is because the other
Only
side
one
is
side is alive. But
so
2
Absolutely.
do
points I
you
want to make real quick.
all right, go ahead,
I'm gonna be
boss,
in and
please.
out, right? So
Because
if
we got to get
if
back
he's
to
making this claim that
Cypress.
his head was being bashed against the ground and he
Yeah.
thought his life was in danger,
Mm-hmm.
were there any wounds to really
Yes, on the
and
back
know
of
there
his
scratches.
were?
head.
Hold on. If
This
the
this.
claim is that his head was being bashed against the ground,
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking to see blood, like something, scab wounds, right? Like he didn't even have to get stitches, right? But that's neither here nor there. What always gets missed in this conversation when we admit that he shouldn't have never followed the boy? What if the boy was in fear of his life,
Great. And
Was George
right?
Zimmerman Neighborhood Watch?
no,
Hold
wait,
on.
stop.
Before we even get to that, wait.
I can ride with you on the shoulda, coulda, wouldas. I can ride with you on that. But why is it that every time, and I hate to do this, but I'm just telling the truth. Why is it that every time is what if Cypress never went into the store with a loaded gun?
Because that's what George Zimmerman's case was based
We're
on.
not
The what if?
talking about
Hold
George
on.
Zimmerman.
We were just talking about that.
I got you, but I'm moving the conversation forward
Wait,
because
but
you
you cut
brought
me
up
off
the what
before I
if.
made my point.
Oh my
Just allow me
God.
to make my
As
point.
There
long
is
as
no
you
point.
as
There
long
is
as
no
you continue
point.
as long
Trayvon
as
Martin had a can of Arizona iced tea and Skittles.
So just allow me to make my point, right?
as
We
long as you
make
pick
this
up
argument,
exactly where you left off.
that George Zimmerman had the right because he felt like his life was in danger. But we also acknowledge he should have never followed the boy and he
No one's not
initiated everything
arguing
going on.
that. No one's
What if
arguing that.
so how is Trayvon wrong if he felt like his life was in
No
danger?
one's saying he's wrong for defending himself. What are
All
you
right,
talking about?
if that's the case, then we go back to George Zimmerman was
No, stay
wrong
right there
for
because now
following the
you in.
boy
No,
and he
stay right there.
initiated.
No, stay right there because now you enter into a dangerous territory. If George Zimmerman was wrong for following the boy and Trayvon was not wrong for defending himself, is George Zimmerman wrong for defending his life if he felt like his life was in danger,
Yes.
if his head was getting bashed?
Yes.
That's the stupidest shit I've ever heard of in my life. So Poppy Blanco, let me hold on.
So look,
Wait, stop. Poppy
this
Blanco,
one
let
of
me
the
ask you.
first things they teach you
No,
when you enter concealed carry, right?
stop. Poppy Blanco, let me ask you a question. You
Wait, no,
taller than
ask
me.
me.
No, stop. Poppy Blanco, you taller than me. I'm bashing your motherfucking head on the ground, but you got a gun in your hand. Are you going to shoot me?
Yes, but that's
Okay,
but bro.
stop. Don't wait.
Go ahead.
Don't say nothing else. Just say yes. So you said yes. You would shoot me. Wall Street Willie. What you're trying to say is Poppy Blanco is wrong for defending his life.
Yes, I am.
That's
Right?
the dumbest
Because
shit I had in my fucking life.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Bro, get the fuck out of here, dog. I can't.
I thought you was
I'm gonna
That
tell
nigga's
you
just
why.
dumb.
Don't panic. I'm gonna tell you why. Quick, right? When you initiate the
Panic.
contact, hold on. When you initiate the contact, that doesn't validate, right? You
And that's what I'm
defending
trying to
your
say.
life and taking someone out. It does not.
Nigga.
You were wrong for creating the situation that caused this conflict.
Okay, pause. Pause right there.
Nigga.
Then, if we use that logic, this young man that was shot by the Asian man is wrong because he created the conflict by going into their establishment and attempting to steal by
my
having
God.
a weapon on him. Oh, when the logic is
Oh
flipped,
my
though,
God.
when the logic is flipped, though, then it becomes a oh my
That
God.
logic makes no sense. I like
So, but
whatsoever.
how does it make sense for Wall Street Willie when Wall Street Willie is
Because
talking about
I'll
Trayvon
tell you
Martin
why.
with a can of fucking Arizona iced tea and the Skittles? So
be-
Trayvon Martin created that situation, but a boy going into a store trying to steal with the gun on him, that's not creating a situation.
But I'll tell you
bro, let
why
me
though,
ask you
right?
this, Rob.
What you're
Did the
not
boy steal
allowed to
anything from
do,
the store? Yes or
hold
no?
on, what you're not allowed to do with any form of property, right, is pursue and shoot at someone. If they jump in your car and steal your car, you are not allowed to shoot through the window.
Hold
You
on,
get
Willie.
time
Hold on,
for
hold on,
that.
hold on, family. You're going all over the place. Hold on. Was the boy shot in the back? Yes or no?
Yes.
Absolutely.
What are we talking about here, bro?
I agree.
What are
Here's
we
the
talking
problem.
about here, bro?
I can fix that. Number one, the boy is 14. Number two, he's not authorized or allowed to have any type of firearm in his possession. And number three, that needs to be in a holster. So
Family.
as much as I don't like what the store owner did, because I really don't.
All
Homeboy
right,
should
now let
never
me
been in
ask
that
you a couple
position to
questions.
begin with.
Let me ask you a couple questions,
As
right?
long as they're smart questions, proceed.
Absolutely. So even if the boy is wrong for having the gun, does
Would you
simply
agree?
having the gun put him in a
Y'all
scope where
keep
it's all
asking
right to
this
take his
dumbass
life?
question. Y'all keep asking this dumbass question.
That's not a
No,
dumb
no one,
question.
no one should
Lady,
lose. No one
I'm
should
trying to
lose.
understand why you're making
No
your
one,
argument about the
no
gun.
one should lose their life just
Because it's
because
his
they
All
have.
right,
children.
all right. So stop there, right?
No
So
one,
stop
stop.
there.
No, stop. No, we're all going to agree on this because I don't want to bring this
Yeah,
up
I
no
agree
more.
with that. I
I
agree with
say
that.
everyone. I didn't say you. Everyone. Do y'all all agree that no one should lose their life just because they have a gun? Yes or no?
correct.
Agreed.
All right.
Okay. So now that we got that established, what's your next point?
So now when someone is shot in the back, right? How do you simply accept this argument that this person was in fear of their life, even
It's
though
not
they're
up to
Exactly.
me.
pursuing someone?
It's not up to me to accept the fact. I accept the fact that the jury accepted the fact that they said that they saw a gun and a gun was pointed at them. After the shooting, the officer showed up and they recovered a gun. It was the same gun that was found on his Instagram page. That's what I accept. I accept that the jury came to a conclusion to. Go
Right,
ahead.
but the
And also,
reality
and
is though, hold
and
on,
also,
but the
and also,
reality
I
is
need,
though
I need
that the
everybody
Hold
to
on.
keep
Too
hold
many
this in
people.
on,
fact.
Too many people talking at once. One
the
second.
Rob, let me
reality
ask you
is
this.
Poppy
the
Blanco.
jury.
Hold on, Wall Street. Poppy Blanco first, and then Wall Street, and then Christopher J. Go ahead.
Yo, so bro, I think I want us to use common sense, bro.
Sure.
And I know, and yeah, I know, if I'm not mistaken, even though it's a different state, I think plenty of states got the same rules, right? This particular rule. Once somebody gets shot in the back, bro, you are cooked. What it means somebody getting shot in the back, so
You are not allowed to shoot someone retreating.
I could have sworn my name was Sale. But if someone gets shots in the back, that means that you were behind them and they were retreating.
so some way, somehow, this boy have to be walking away, he have to kind of do one of the James Bond thing, like, right? Because they say they saw the gun, and at the same in the same scenario, the lady, I think it was homeboy wife and mama, because it's like a junior and senior. Am I right or wrong?
Absolutely.
What they say, so they didn't see a gun, right? Right?
The son said
No.
he saw a gun.
The son said he saw a gun, and you're
Bro,
not.
that
We're
boy,
not.
that Chinese piece of shit, murked that boy, fam. Let bro call it what it is, bro.
No, I'm not saying that you couldn't be wrong, but what was introduced and what was argued in the trial? That what was argued in the trial was that the son said he saw the gun. Is that true or not true?
They didn't see the gun, bro. But that's what they say in court, bro.
Not on your perspective. I'm asking about, and see, I'm glad that you're doing this, Poppy, and I appreciate you introducing your perspective that there's no possible way that they saw the gun. But guess what? A lot of people say that what is it called, baby? It's not the butterfly effect. It's the Mandela effect or something.
Mandela effect, yeah.
A lot of people think things that a whole lot of people think is not, right? I think one of the most famous ones is like the Fruit of the Loom or some shit like that.
And Chick-fil-A.
Right. So you can say there's no way that Will saw that gun. I can say, regardless of what you think, I saw that damn gun. It's up to the jury to believe that or not. And per the law, you are a firearm carrier. You could defend my life and Wall Street Willie life if you believe that our life is in danger. That's the law. Would you agree or disagree?
It is the law, but me, you know that boy murked that
Right.
whole bastard.
The problem is.
So let's go ahead, Christopher J. I'll go after Christopher J.
No, it's Wall Street Willie.
This Wall Street. The problem is, right, if someone is shot in the back, they are retreating. This kid wasn't the Flash, right? He wasn't facing them when the trigger was fired and turned around in 0.0003 seconds, right? He was shot in the back. And so now you have a situation where it's understood. Store clerks are not allowed to follow these people and run them down and all of that.
That's a lie.
That's what cameras are for, right?
That's
what cameras are for.
That's not true.
No, that's
not true.
You
that
are
is not true. I
wait,
literally put up the statute, immediate physical pursuit. If you catch someone in the act of stealing, the laws regarding physical pursuit and detention vary heavily by state and country, but reasonable force, most jurisdictions allow you to use reasonable non-deadly force to defend your property or detain a fleeing thief until the police arrives. This is often tied to citizens' arrest. So, but I'm going to break it down for y'all because y'all really making this whole conversation about a whole bunch of trauma and trauma bonding. Let's just call it what it is. The prosecutor overreached in the charge that they tried to put on Mr. Child. Because in order to prove murder, you have to prove malice. You have to prove malicious intent. What he should have been charged with, what he should have been charged with was negligent homicide or manslaughter.
I agree.
Felony murder.
Right.
I agree. Now, here's the weird part about that. A lot of the times, I believe it's up to the judge, right? If he can allow the jury to consider a lesser charge. Right. So obviously, if we're arguing that a better charge probably would have got a conviction, that didn't take place.
No,
right?
It's not up to the judge to decide that. It's up to the prosecutor when they are seeking the indictment to also add lesser inclusive charges. And the prosecutor in this case was so cocksure having a dick measuring contest that he could get this man on murder. He didn't include any other charges in his indictment.
So I get your argument, right, that they would need to file the M1 and the manslaughter at the same time, right? But I'm not sure if it's the truth for this state. But the judge can mandate that. The judge can say that from the stand, like, you know, the jury is allowed to consider a lesser charge and I'll convict on that, right? But here's the thing that's really crazy, right? The real conversation. The defense attorney was a black man. When I watched him do his closing statement, I definitely think, right, that his race being accusatory of the boy, that definitely played a role. You know,
what does that have to do with anything?
Can you guys hold on? Can you guys substantiate y'all claims with legality versus how y'all feel? Because I hate to be that guy. You guys sound like a bunch of restarts. I'm just being honest.
You talking about in terms of how trials are won?
No. What does the defense attorney being black have to do with anything?
So did you watch his closing argument?
Stick to legality. Stick to legality.
I'm not sticking to that.
Don't tell me how you feel.
Poppy Blanco, at least you got a brain. So Poppy, my thing is this. I can argue with you about every aspect of this case.
Don't be disrespectful, bro. Like,
Willie, first of all, I'm not being disrespectful. You're introducing something into the conversation that doesn't.
Yes.
Who cares that the goddamn defense attorney was black? Do you care that? Okay, congratulations that you do.
I think it played a part.
What did it play?
Are you serious?
Are you niggas really this goddamn special?
Hold on a second. What it really was is the prosecution didn't put a good case.
Facts!
Like it's literally already documented that after roughly 8 hours of deliberation, the jury concluded that the prosecution failed to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Mr. Child did not act in self-defense because this prosecutor made the case about race instead of about the legalities. This prosecutor did not put on a case because this community applied so much pressure. Oh my God, he was racial profiling. Oh my God, he just did it because he was black.
So if we're acknowledging that,
black boy.
so if we're acknowledging that, right?
So this is the thing. Please don't interrupt. Just listen to the lesson for a moment. Thank you kindly. So here's the thing. Here's the rub, honey. The only way a judge is going to instruct the jury to add or to charge someone with a lesser included offense is when the prosecution actually proves a case of the lesser included offenses.
But he didn't file no extra. He didn't file no extra offenses. So,
but the judge could add it. But in order for the judge to add it, the prosecutor has to, during the presentation of their case, present elements that would even prove that. And the prosecution didn't even do that.
So I was saying, well, no, we can't say that the prosecution.
What we're saying is this. Do you know why the RICO charge didn't stick, but the other charges did?
That has nothing to do with this.
No, it has everything to do with this. Poppy Blanco, let me ask you a question. Had they just charged Diddy on RICO and RICO alone, and they failed that case, would Diddy be free today?
If they would have charged, repeat that one more time so I can get it correct.
Had they just charged Diddy on RICO and RICO alone and nothing else, they didn't file anything else,
it would be free. It would be home today.
And it's only because they filed those extra lesser charges.
Second and third.
Right. So Wall Street, really, I'm gonna ask you.
I don't think you heard what your wife said.
Oh,
right. She said the judge can apply that, right? And then she said that manslaughter wasn't even proven. Is that what you said, sis?
I said the prosecutor
failed.
Yeah.
You're not even paying attention, Duke. What's going on here?
So there was
let her answer.
What Roth was trying to say was very simple. They went for the highest MKs, which they
I get that.
They had a super low probability of prove it, which I agree with Rob. They should have went with on
because there was a similar case.
Judge can decide that the jury can consider lesser charges. Right? Like you did say that.
No, wait, stop. Right? Wait, what's the only way that the judge can do that? If what?
Prosecution got to be involved.
Nope, no, that wasn't what she said. If the prosecution introduced during his case, what?
That if it's filed initially. And
that's not what she said. The prosecution has to introduce an element as to why the lesser charge would stick. Did you hear that part?
That makes no sense.
See, the prosecutor didn't.
The judge generally acts as an imperial referee. A judge cannot independently decide to invent and add a completely new, unrelated crime. However, the judge evaluates the evidence presented in court and determines what legal instructions must be given to the jury. But the prosecutor has the ultimate discretion over what form of crimes are charged, though they often rely on the court or defense counsel to formally request or agree to jury instructions on lesser included offenses. If the prosecution does not introduce this during their case, the judge will introduce it. What do you mean? Are you listening or are you just waiting to respond?
The last sentence you read was the judge can introduce it. You just said that.
Can you put?
There was also a similar case.
The prosecutor has the ultimate discretion over what formal criminal crimes are charged, though they often rely on the court or defense counsel to formally request, means file a motion, or agree to the jury instructions on lesser included offenses.
Right.
It has to be introduced.
It can be introduced by the court. The court is the judge.
No.
Better scramble like an egg before you get folded like an omelet, nigga.
Ooh, that brother's folding.
I don't know where these new
I'll see you in 10 minutes, Wall Street Willie. Appreciate you.
So the
Oh my
prosecutor did not
god.
make the case. There was a similar case about 10 years ago, which all of y'all should probably remember. It's the Walter Scott case.
Hmm.
The officer is serving 20 years in prison.
Yes.
But that prosecutor did a terrible job. One, they overcharged, and two, they didn't present their case well enough.
Correct.
Because for me, I don't know about any of y'all, I was fucking surprised he was not found guilty. But I was surprised also that they charged him a little bit way too high.
You always overcharge. The
Yo, so
reason you
who is this Anton guy, man? This Anton whole
Anton
ass nigga
Chigurh.
that keep my name. He keep my name in his mouth, bro. Like you,
I've seen Anton Chigurh quite a few places,
no
but
bitch ass nigga always
Uh,
stay talking shit, bro.
I think this is one of the.
Yo, I wouldn't be your lawyer, bitch ass nigga, but you wouldn't need a doctor, man, if I brutalize your pussy ass.
so Poppy, do you get my premise of why
Always
I'm
these nerd
talking?
ass niggas always talking shit, bro. Fucking geek.
You can ban them out the chat if you want to. But Poppy, this is why
That
I'm
nigga ain't worth
talking
$1,
about.
nigga.
Okay.
Pussy
So
nigga.
this is why I'm discussing this case, because I get everything about the case, right? And I get the emotion behind it and all this, that, and the other. But are we going to discuss how the mindset is the problem, that it's a 14-year-old walking around in a gun should be addressed?
It plays a part. I'm not going to disagree with you, but I think where we're getting a disconnect, bro, is the legality of the situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the part that I got a problem with is that the boy was shot in the back. Yes, he had a gun. He's a juvenile, right? He had a gun, illegal.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's arguing that, family. Nobody's
Mm-hmm.
arguing that, right?
Mm-hmm.
My problem is when people that look like me and you,
Mm-hmm.
this is what matters, bro. This color right here, that matters to me, right? Right?
Absolutely.
Look, listen to me, bro. If we start saying that shit is okay, what is going to start to happen to your baby boy? What's that going to start to happen to your little cousin? That your boy might go to the store and let's just say your boy got a knife, right?
Yeah.
He's not doing nothing illegal. He's not
Mm-hmm.
robbing nobody. And they said like he got like 4 bottles of water, right? And then he put them back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's what is on the paperwork, right?
Yeah.
He left and then he get chased down and then he get drilled by my guy, bro. I'm not okay with that, bro, because at that point it's open season for the youngins over here, bro.
I feel you, Poppy. And can I ask you a question, Poppy? You don't
Yes,
mind?
boss. Go ahead, boss.
If let's just say Mr. Chow was Tyrone Jenkins, would the black community give a fuck?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I would have to say yes.
No, just say no. Just say no. You know the answer is no, because when you had to do that, you would have if the black community. Hold on, Poppy. If the black community would have given a fuck, you would have said absolutely yes. You wouldn't have to think about it. You know, you know niggas ain't gonna give a fuck. If it was Mr. Charlie, it would be the same thing, bruh. Come on, bruh.
This is my point, boss, and you can disagree with me, right? The reason why I did the little 2-second pause is because I had to put into the equation that this is a 14-year-old boy still. You see what I'm saying? So by him being so young, it still would have made national news. That's what
There was a 3-year-old girl 2 days ago that got fucking shot by it was a random shooting in Southside Chicago, literally 40 miles away from me. No one don't give a fuck about that little girl though.
How long ago was it? I still covered that.
It was a 3-year-old girl who got shot on the fucking playground about literally 45 fucking miles away from here. No one really gives a fuck about it. No one didn't say shit about it at all. She was playing on a fucking playground and she got randomly shot. She's fucking dead. You don't hear niggas saying anything about it. But let a fucking white man, hell, let an Asian man fucking shoot somebody who actually had a firearm. We don't fucking know whenever the young man was running, he fucking had the gun in his hand, because Did he have a gun holster? No.
Would probably not, and it wouldn't even matter at that case because he's 14.
No, but the thing is, 3 Man podcast, Brody. This is the way I look at it, right? When it's
Selective
like
outrage.
with
You gotta let him
and no,
respond.
and I'm willing to consider that, bro. You got it right. However, you know that we live in a country that is driven by race. If it is the white boy that clapped the black boy, is going to be 10 times over. Let's flip it. If it is the black boy that clapped the white boy, is going to be 10 times higher. Can you agree with me on that? Because
Yeah, my bad. Yeah.
if you really think about it, right? 3 Man podcast, then the white boys be
Mm-hmm.
clapping each other at the trailer parks, right? The black guys be clapping each other wherever they live in, right?
Right.
Or
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of like that's more how can I explain this?
Proximity
It's
or
going to
something like that.
happen more currently because it's proximity, right? The same thing
Mhm.
with the
Yes.
Mexicans. The Mexican, if you go to California, the Norteños be clapping the Sureños. They both Mexicans. They clap each other at
Mm-hmm.
super high rates, right? Because they proximity, right? But when it's black and white
Yes.
dynamic, it's
Mm-hmm.
10 times bigger, bro. He's gonna make it to CNN. He's gonna don't even get me started with social media. You see
Excuse
what I'm
me.
saying? So I think we would have cared still on this case because the guy was 14 years old.
Excuse me. So what about Tamir Rice? Because Tamir Rice was put down in the dirt by the police. So if there was so much black outrage in the community, where was the retaliation? Where was the protest? Where was the activism when Tamir Rice got deleted for playing on the playground with a fake gun? Y'all let that shit slide. So now y'all outraged because Mr. Chow was able to have a good defense attorney
No,
that
we can.
clearly shut down the prosecution's case. And at the end of the day, I expect people from other races to do foolish shit. I don't expect to see my brothers that claim so much how much they care about black skin and black pride and black power to be deleting each other every motherfucking day. So again, that takes it back to my husband's point. Until we start having commitment and accountability in our own fucking community, how fucking foolish do y'all niggas look trying to hold another community accountable that got more fucking power than you?
But here's the thing, right? The follow up to what you're saying, and I hear what you're saying, Papi Blanco, but this was last year, September 5th. A Maryland man has been arrested and charged in the killing of 19-year-old woman who was reported missing last month. And Prince George County Police announced on Friday, Hugo Hernandez Mendez, 35 of Bowie, is charged with the first and second degree murder in the death of Dakara Thompson of Lanham, a black woman. On August 31st, Maryland State Police discovered a body in the neighboring Arundel County. The remains were later identified as Thompson, prompting a joint investigation with county detectives. This guy right here. And come to find out this guy was illegal. But you know what they protested in the streets about? They protested that he had a right to be in this country. They didn't protest in the streets about Dakara Thompson, but they protested in the streets right now about a 14-year-old kid that had a gun on him illegally and was shot in the back. And I'm not dismissing it. But where is the equal opportunity to show that commitment to us as a black? If we're supposed to, this is my biggest problem with DC's Slam's arguments earlier. I hear what you're saying, even when it comes to about this case. But if that energy about defending black women and promoting black community and all this, that, and the other, where was the protest for her? Where was the community outrage for her? Where were the newscasts? Where were the podcasts? Do you know nobody outside? I think only me, Angry Man. I think Taz did a show about it. Maybe like 2 or 3 more people I got to think about, but barely no one did a show about this black woman that was killed by this illegal alien. But everybody's now drawing lines in the sand about what happened between this Chinese guy and this black kid.
Because Trump is a racist and he just trying to get rid of all the Mexicans because they belong here, even though they're illegal. And the Democrats is the best party, and you a coon because you vote Republican. But it's okay for black people to kill each other, and it don't mean shit because everybody's out here fucking and just having kids for no motherfucking reason. But the Asian man had a good attorney and he beat the case, but fuck it, OJ ain't do shit. If it don't fit, you must have quit. So I guess that ideology only works when it's a black person getting away from some shit. Anyway, it was nice talking to y'all. I'm fucking over it. Good night.
Hey, Raw. Hey, Will. So I did a show about a couple. I think it was 2 weeks ago about a black girl who was taking her pre-prom pictures. Pre-prom pictures now.
Yeah.
Got killed in Memphis. Didn't hear nobody say a
Nobody.
goddamn thing about it. There was no motherfucking protest. It was no motherfuckers didn't start rioting, none of that shit. But let Mr. Goddamn Chow, whatever the fuck his name is, shoot a black kid. Oh, y'all man, niggas gonna march. We gonna protest. We gonna pray. We shall overcome bullshit.
All I'm saying,
Your
Pop,
three.
go ahead.
Will, can you do me a favor and post that link of of that in the back of that Mexican? I think he was from Guatemala. That's what I read.
Yeah, he's from
Can you
Guatemala.
can you post the article because I'm not familiar with the case.
Yeah, I got you. I posted in the back.
Thank you.
Here, I posted in the back chat. But yeah,
Happens all the time in the black neighborhood. No one gives a fuck. I guess,
Hugo
hey,
Hernandez
niggas gonna
Mendez.
do what niggas gonna do.
Yeah, an illegal alien from Guatemala has been charged with first, second-degree murder and gruesome death in 19 of the car times. So ICE has issued a detainer for this criminal illegal alien, and justice will be served for this Maryland family. ICE said in a statement on social media. But what I'm saying is, Poppy, and this is why I even did the show. Actually, it's in response to what happened yesterday. I think you was watching a little bit yesterday. I think you probably missed the breakdown between DC and Anchorman. But when we're talking about,
I got bounty off, so like I plus I had to hit back to the car option, man. You know I gotta make money,
gotcha.
man.
Hey, you
Hey,
gotta
I
make
got
that money.
kids.
I just need 20 of it to the cash app. But what I'm saying is,
You never support my channel. Fuck you.
first of all, I didn't even. Do you know? I couldn't
I just
find your
like
channel
I'm
for a
messing with you,
minute.
family.
But no, the thing is, because I see Trey just went live. I'm about to redirect everybody over there. The thing I'm saying is that if we're going to say that we care about the community, we actually got to start showing up for the community, right? If we're going to say that we actually care about our women and our children and our black men and our community, we got to start showing up. We can't just wait until somebody end up on a t-shirt. We got to solve the problem before it blows up. That way, we don't have to be out here protesting and marching and sitting outside of courthouse and all that and the other. Because now that this what's this boy name? Carmelo Anthony trial has started, everybody's now up in arms that it's an all-white jury. Didn't y'all say that this was a mostly a white dominant county?
It's a white town. It's like a 88% white.
So why would you think different? Now the crazy part is, what if they find them innocent? Then what? It's all of the racial bigotry that has been said since the beginning of this case. Is it going to go away?
I'm not too stuck on the all white jury because the small knowledge that I got in law, that right there is going to give them room for an appeal right there if they can find any bias for any of those jury if he is found guilty. So that you see what I'm saying? So I know it's stuck on the whole white jury thing, but I get white people. Most people don't understand law like that. And I'm not a lawyer myself either. You know what I mean? We just change these ideas over here. You know what I mean? When we got some sort of knowledge, whatever, right? But that's the way that I read and what it was explained to me because I look up some cases. It's in the state of Texas where it was they had to do the trial all over again because they found plenty bias on the jury.
Yep, that's absolutely true, and that could potentially happen in this case. I just don't like when people sensationalize things unnecessarily. Like if they, because I don't think murder one is going to stick. I don't think that's going to stick. They better off trying him for manslaughter. But the thing is,
I thought he was trying for manslaughter.
Huh?
I thought he was getting for manslaughter.
No, they trying him for murder one, if I'm not mistaken.
You know, there was 3 black women that was picked for jury selection.
Yeah, and then they was kicked off. That's why they got an all-white jury.
And one of the black women literally said, I couldn't see myself convicting a black boy.
He might get convicted from, if it was man one, I'll be cool with it. But M1, yeah, I think he's going to go down for that. I really think they're going to find him guilty for M1.
Yeah, they charging him for first-degree murder.
Yeah, he's going to be found guilty. That's
to prove first degree. You have to prove malice and intent, and then premeditation. but
which
it's
I blame
all
the
was
parents.
it's
I blame
all
the
how you
uh,
argue
parents.
it. It's
yeah,
all how
right.
you argue it.
It's how you argue it, right? But
Yeah.
damn,
So
I hate
Carmelo,
that happened.
so for sure he's going. Carmelo, we talk about Carmelo Anthony now, right?
Yeah.
He's going to be his trials for N1, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
That's it, right?
From what I'm reading right here, it just says first degree murder.
Because N1 from and I mean this is like pretty much across the America. I don't care what state you are. That's the hardest case for you to prove. Super hard.
I
You're
think
gonna
Absolutely.
have to show
Texas.
intent. You're gonna have to show. You're gonna have to show that you had a plan to clap this boy. It
Yep.
also is gonna kind of like change from state to state. In some state, you're gonna have to like your mind have to be there for like 20 seconds. You know what I mean? Everything have to align perfectly for you to be tried for. I mean, found convicted of N1, and I like Carmelo Anthony chances. I got to follow
I,
the trial because
I,
it's all gonna come down to because what a lot of people don't understand, bro, is in the law, bro, the people that get railroaded for the most part is the people that got the least amount of money. If you got some money to fight a case, you got a good chance. And
so
you know
Poppy,
why? Because it's how the lawyers. It's not about innocent or guilty.
Mm-hmm.
How can I get one out of the 12 jury to buy what I'm selling?
Absolutely. That's all you need is just one.
ain't
You don't need the
ain't in
whole jury, you just need one.
Texas. I've
Go
God, I
ahead, go ahead.
don't remember the law in Texas, but ain't murder just murder in Texas, regardless of it? Like, or is it different in Texas? But like,
Oh, in Texas,
I'm not
they don't got
What do you
N2. They
mean?
got N1 and then they like a drop to like in slaughter. They don't got like a in other
okay.
state like
Yeah, okay.
yeah, go ahead.
Now for me is it's like I when I was on those panels on TikTok, literally Carmelo Anthony could have beaten this case months ago if he did not have the parents that he fucking had. Because I remember when they did that news conference when they kicked the Austin Metcalf's father out. I literally said what they should have done was brought Austin Metcalf's father there, brought him up there, had a nice little they could have had a great moment. The white the white father, the black mom fucking crying, all that shit. You know, could have stopped all of this all this racial bullshit that we have now. And what would literally could have happened is motherfucker could have had most likely pleaded guilty and not serve a day in fucking jail. They probably would have just given him a probation because that would have been a fucking powerful moment. The victim's father, and the mother of the mother of the defendant having a tearful moment, but they decided to we're gonna go play the the racial bullshit, and so that's gonna literally bite him in the ass. Because I have literally asked the multiple lawyers that I've personally fucking know. Two of them were fucking prosecutors. They all literally said the same fucking thing. It would have been hard for me to do that case. I would have figured out a way to plead out of to have him plead guilty for something smaller, even if it was the minimum amount of jail time I could have done. But they was just like, it's a high profile case. Because of that, they couldn't see themselves in good conscience being able to do that. Now, because they decided to go the whole pro-black with the new
Next
action
generation,
national network, next
generation action.
generation action network shit, that shit is literally going to bite him in the fucking ass, and I see him most likely getting a guilty charge.
Yeah.
But it's going to be hard to like I said, it's going to be hard to prove with the prosecutor. But for what my friends told me, that prosecutor Carmelo Anthony going against is a motherfucking pit bull.
Well,
No, he gonna have to, because he in that county with a
Yeah.
was
He's in
mostly
house
white.
arrest. He's in house
Good,
arrest.
yeah.
good
Well,
luck with that one.
the biggest thing is, bro, speak. I appreciate you coming up, but we're about to get to the end a little bit. But the
Yeah.
thing is, when it comes down to it, right? The thing I love about court cases, I think me and Poppy Blanco, I think we talked about this a long time ago. Poppy Blanco, you correct me if I'm wrong. We can all assume a whole lot of things, but it's all on how you argue it in court, man. Really, that's really how it come down. And no matter how much, one of my favorite cases to always talk about is just OJ. We all know OJ did it, but guess what? Somehow, some way, that motherfucker got off.
OJ didn't do it.
You know what's crazy, Sell? You know what's crazy?
Mm-hmm.
OJ actually didn't do it.
All right,
bro.
so
Listen,
it was the sun, Poppy. It was the sun, nigga.
I'm about to listen. We should go back and actually do like a 2-3 series, bro. I went back and I watched the whole entire thing and read the whole thing, bro. Didn't match up, bro. It didn't match up. The evidence didn't match up, bro. Listen, I'm 1,000% sure, Sell. If you put like a poll and then you ask 1,000 people in random people in the streets, most likely 998 would say, yeah, he did it. But I'm telling you, bro, the evidence didn't match up, bro,
So
at all.
Here's where I would agree with you. I honestly believe his son did it. The problem is this: it was the damn detective.
Thank you, son.
lying. And what's the Olympian that they handed the briefcase? I think that briefcase had the truth. That's what I think what really happened. But in more ways than one, I really do think that it was his son that did it. That's
You know who did it?
Appreciate it, sir. Thank you. Thank you. I'm not.
3 man. See you later, brody.
Take it easy.
Yo, you know who did it? At that time, it was a guy that it was a serial deleter at that time that was going on. They call him the Blom deleter.
The who?
Bro, listen, yo, this shit get deep, my nigga.
You talking about the serial killer who was like who's the maintenance man?
Oh god.
There you go. So you know what I'm talking about.
Well, see, the reason why I say I think the son did it was just one detail that never made sense to me. It was OJ had to hop over a 7-foot fence, and OJ was a retired athlete with bad fucking knees. And let's just be real. Those, like, I don't know many NFL athletes who with bad knees who's going to be able to jump a 7-foot fence, because the details of the case was he basically hopped over the fence. And the only person I could think of that did that was the son.
Time out.
I have
he was an athlete
and a bad Achilles, and I could over a 7-foot fence. What are we talking
and
about?
the footprint did it for me. They found the footprint. It was a size 8. OJ is size 13. That's one. Number 2, the timeline. That nigga OJ was literally like miles away. So even if he would have did the deletion, he wouldn't have enough time to get whatever he needed to get at, bro. So again, bro, listen, this shit is deep, man. I like cases like that, bro.
That doesn't explain the blind killer, because I'm reading right here. It says Los Angeles police and prosecutors thoroughly investigated his claims and found no credible link between Rogers and the Simpson Goldman murders. How would you put that there?
Because the city of Los Angeles was, in fact, you got to understand this too. This happened right after the Rodney King situation, or very close. The time frame was very close, if I'm not mistaken. The OJ trial and the Rodney King, right? I know OJ trial was 92, if I'm not mistaken. Bro.
Rodney King trial was 92.
OJ, it was literally like a month apart. It was very close.
No, OJ trial was 95.
No, the trial. I talk about when the killing happened. Sorry, the deletion.
Highly published 1995 open statement. Okay, wait, time out. In 1994, that's when the murders happened.
Okay, So the thing is, from all the shit that I gathered was that the city of Los Angeles, right, was infatuated to trying to get this man guilty, and they put all the evidence that they're supposed to in there, like they were determined. Yo, do you know that the city of Los Angeles, I think they invested like $37 million just to try on this trial,
For
trying to find that
OJ?
man. Yes, bro, back in the 90s, you know how much money that is?
Yeah, I know, but that's because it was OJ.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, we can have a tinfoil day, but we can probably do it on a Saturday. But you don't have to give me more evidence, brother. Like I've never heard of the blind killer.
I'm about to say, nigga, what you now about to
Look
do?
it up,
Follow me
Sell.
on a
So
Saturday.
It will blow your mind,
the,
bro.
the
Just
only
do a
thing
little
I
research.
ever heard was that it was part of some kind of mafia or drug thing. That's why they got murked.
Yes, because in the place that Hunger used to work, that was a famous hangout for Colombian drug dealers to hang out at.
Right. I ain't
Yo,
heard about no
Christopher
blonde
J,
killer.
look at
Sam.
look at his fucking injuries, bruh. I'm gonna bring you over to the dark side. You're gonna be like, yo, it had to be his son, bruh.
No. I'm not. I'm willing to entertain that, but
Poppy, give it the
you
back here.
saying jumping a 7-foot fence? I got bad knees in the back ends. I'm gonna jump over a 7-foot fence. Trust me.
Well,
Yeah, if you're
if
mad enough.
look at his injuries, look at his mobility at that time, brother. It would have been, in my opinion, it would have been impossible for him to hop over that fence. So the only person I could think about was the son. He has motive. There's motive. He's athletic enough to hop over that fence. And
Yeah,
where was his
I'm not ruling him
whereabouts that
out.
night?
Yeah, I'm not ruling him out. Trust me, I'm not
I'm gonna
ruling
bring
him
you
out.
over to the dark side, Christopher.
OJ
By
case
the
is
way,
fascinated, bro.
hold
I ain't
on
gonna
1
lie to
second.
you.
3-man, Ross said thanks for the support. Appreciate you, big homie.
Oh, no problem, man. I was just trying to get you to yell, man. You know, let that shit out. I know you wanted to yell, man. You gotta sometimes gotta let that shit out,
Man,
man. I
Wall
understand,
Street,
bro.
Wall Street be pissing me off, dog. Like for real. I don't know
Well,
if y'all
yeah,
heard
so
that
where did
last.
these new batch of restarts come from?
I don't know, but Poppy, you're gonna have to talk to me about this OJ shit because I'm confused. I've never heard anything about the blonde killer. I've never heard.
Yo, I'm gonna put it to you like this, Will. The guy, his brother, told the police that his brother did it. The guy confessed, and the police still were like, no, it was OJ. We locked him with OJ, nigga. Shut up. Shut up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Poppy. My bad the other
That
day
nigga
for
said,
dropping you,
"Shut up."
Poppy. I'm just ain't you got I had to get used to you saying nigga and shit. You feel me? Poppy is just,
I'm more of
like
the nigga than you, 3 man. Hey, listen, man.
fuck you.
You just get talking
Because
like
I'm
this.
light
Hey,
skinned. You gonna hit
hey,
me with the
There you
three
go.
man
colorism.
podcast. 3 man podcast. You got Irish in you. I'm an uncut Negro over here, man.
This nigga right here. I
Yo,
swear to
You
fuck
got
God.
you,
some
nigga.
Italian in you.
Hey, fuck you, Poppy. Lucky guess, nigga. Lucky guess, nigga. Fuck you, motherfucker. Only
Hey,
five
I
percent,
bet.
nigga. Only 5%.
Hey, I bet 3 man, bro. If we do the ancestry.com 3 man, we're gonna find some
Don't you
Russian,
do that
some
shit.
Ukraine.
Don't you do that shit. Yeah, listen, you should have seen that video that Raw did earlier about the girl who did, I think it was like 23andMe or some shit like ancestry.com. They collect your DNA and they put it in a database. Don't do that shit.
No,
Shit.
but you know what's crazy, Will? I've been saying
Mhm.
this for literally over a decade, bro. I'm like, yo, that shit gotta be a lie, my nigga. Like they can you send your DNA over there and they're gonna tell you
Mhm.
where your great grandpa is from Ethiopia and Chinese and all this crazy country. I'm like, okay, in order for them to know that, that means they have to know my relative goddamn DNA too. They gotta have that
Hey,
stored somewhere else. How they gonna link it all the
hey,
way back there?
only reason why I haven't done it, man, I'm like, hey, well, we're gonna we got your DNA, and there's a couple of crimes we need to ask you about, good sir. You
See?
might have come this way. I'm like, God
Exactly.
damn it,
Yeah, I
fuck.
ain't doing none of that
Yeah.
shit.
I
And
thought I
that's why
got away.
Nah.
that stuff. Hey, bro, speaks. But wait, I ain't even
Hey,
come up
Rob.
here for long. 3-man podcast. Hey,
Yes, ma'am.
yo, you could get that pizza delivered to your house. Be Gold Belly.
Oh, you talking shit? I'm going to New York after this. After I deliver in Costco. Shit, I gotta pick
Hold
up
up,
some beef in Nebraska, head in New York.
You from New York, Poppy?
Raised in Brooklyn, born in Columbia.
Joe's Pizza.
Oh, that's a good. I mean, they got. Hold on. Which one? You say Joe's Pizza?
Because he stayed trying to say Detroit pizza is the best pizza, and we stay trying to tell him New York pizza is the best. They don't sell no
I'm
Detroit pizza on Gold Belly.
gonna tell you the best pizza in America, man. In order: New York, Chicago. Anything else don't matter.
Oh,
Dang.
oh
Distant
yeah.
third, and
I love
distant third,
Chicago pizza.
Jersey. Distant third.
Shit, you ain't gonna
Yeah, I
forget New
love it.
Hampshire, Connecticut, bro. Like, come on, man. New
Well,
Hampshire,
whenever
Connecticut.
Robbie take you to New York, family, listen, man. First of all, the New York slice pizzas is this big, fam, for $3. Cheese, pepperoni, and you're gonna be eating that thing like this, grease all up in your mouth. You're gonna be like a child. You know what you're gonna say, Will? I need another one, and
Another
another
one.
one, and
Another
another
one.
one, bro.
This
I
nigga,
don't know
Feed
what the
me, nigga.
Italian motherfuckers put in them pizzas, bro. I believe they put in crack on that shit, man, because people get out their I believe they put crack on that shit,
Hey,
bro.
I think the same
these
thing about
niggas gonna
Chicago pizza, man.
Chicago
hey,
pizza is
I
real
thought
good,
I
man.
had
Real good.
pizza until I went to Chicago.
so
these niggas gonna love it. Just sprinkle a little bit of crack.
Anger Man was up here yesterday and we was talking about it, and I pulled up a picture of Joe's Pizza, and it's a burnt bubble.
That's the best
That's
part.
the flavor, nigga.
It's not so Papa, you eat the burnt part too?
Say that one more time.
The burnt part of Joe's Pizza, like the bubble, like the burnt
I eat
part.
everything but nigga, I'm Colombia. I eat everything.
You get this shit. You
Dang.
get this
Nigga
shit.
said,
Well,
I'm
hold on.
Colombian, nigga.
You Colombian?
Yeah, I was born in Colombia and raised in Brooklyn. Yes, sir.
Oh, what part? What part?
Cali, Colombia.
Oh, Cali. Okay. I got a homie out there in Cali.
Man,
Now
y'all
I'm gonna
niggas
just say
is-
this
But
last
this is
piece.
what you don't understand, Will, right? You never been in New York, right? Or yes?
I have been in New York, but it was literally just a
He
flat
ain't
trip.
go at the right time. Let me
But
just say this
look,
real quick because
the
I'm leaving.
thing.
Hold on, Poppy. Hold on, because I'm about
Go
to
ahead.
leave. When you eat the New York pizza, you gotta put some garlic powder on it and the red pepper flakes, and then it's heaven. Perfecto.
And do a
Bye,
little bit
y'all.
of oregano. A little bit of oregano.
But
Just
the
sprinkle
thing
the
that
bitch.
the thing with New York and Jersey too, they kind of both they're near the same when it comes to the food, bro. In New
Man, fuck
York, we got
Jersey.
literally like 100. We easily got 130, 40 countries in there. People from those countries, right? Easy, 140 countries. You're gonna find them in New York, right? All of them
Mhm.
got their own mom and pops restaurant. All of them. Yo, in New York, you're gonna find people from countries that I don't even know how to pronounce, bro. Right? Fam, they all of them got a restaurant. Most of restaurants in New York, it doesn't matter where you are, Queens, Brooklyn, Manhattan, it doesn't matter what borough you are, bro. Those places look crazy, nigga. They look like they deleted niggas in the back, bro. But guess
How
what?
far are you from?
But
How
guess
far are you
what,
from
bro?
First Ave, bro?
Now I'm from Brownsville, bro. Brownsville.
Oh, okay.
Yo, but listen, so the food is going to be delicious, my nigga. Yo, I took the mother of my kids, right? She was like, I know it ain't there. I was like, why? I mean, look at the place how it looks. You're gonna thank me later. Man, that woman was licking her fingers, man, when we got out of there. Friend. Yo, it's different out there, son. And I'm very used to, even when I go to Miami, right? All the places that I go, man, listen, man, I go to Maestro, I go to Papi's restaurant in Las Vegas, I go to all these high-end places. Man, that shit doesn't fulfill me at all, my nigga. Niggas is paying $400-$500 for two people, man, for a little piece of steak this big, right? Man, take me to the hood, my nigga. Brother, those mom and pops joints, oh my God, man. The best thing ever at 60, bro.
Come out to the Dominican Republic, man.
Y'all can keep it. Really quick because we about to get up out of here. Bad Duck says, say like, please tell 3-Man Podcast that burrito place is in New York. NE off I-80 at the truck stop. I don't know what NE is.
Probably
Oh
northeast.
shit. Oh, you talking about hold on, fuck you. Damn it. I know exactly what he's talking about. It's either you're talking about there's one off of Saps Bros, or are you talking about the one off of I-80 in York,
Nebraska. He said Nebraska.
York, Nebraska?
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh shit, yeah, motherfucker. Yeah, that's a truck driver right there, probably.
All right, y'all. Let me shut this down and send everybody over to Trey.
All
Y'all
right,
get
peace
over
out.
there, make
Appreciate
sure
you having me out.
Most definitely. Make sure y'all drop down in the chat, say one, and salute to Trey, and we up out of here. Deuces, y'all.